Good evening and welcome to 549's media coverage of Perham Yellow Jacket activities. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's event. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these fine sponsors: KLN Family Brands, Perham Health, and United Community Bank. Tonight's game is also brought to you by EOT Insurance, Hammers Construction, Horace Mann, Jack Rivers Realty, and Lake Stace Hardware. Also proud sponsors of tonight's broadcast include New Horizons Realty, Ottertail Power Company, Nye Family Sales, Hanson Plumbing Heating, and McCall Construction. Now let's head to the press box for tonight's broadcast here on the 549 Media Network. And good afternoon and welcome here to Arvig Field, Arvig Park, field number 4. I'm Jason Gross with Lance Rock and Jesse Hahn as we bring you from the press trailer out in center field for today's softball action between the Yellow Jackets of Perham and the Breckenridge Wahpeton Storm. And you know the Storm, they're hoping to bring in a system with them here today.
Yeah, and I didn't feel a stitch of wind all day till I walked in here. It's something about us doing games, I think. But it's a beautiful day. Park looks great. Looks like they're getting ready to roll here. And again, a new venture for 549 here is we're calling a softball game today. And we'll do our best to bring you all that we can and hang with us as we're making a few tweaks as we go along as well. So looking forward to a good matchup here. Kind of looking at Section 8 Double-A records and looking where we're at. The Storm looks like they're in the upper to middle half of the section right now, even though it's early, so to speak. We're heading into May, and it'll be playoff time before you know it. And the Yellow Jackets, again, a young squad and battling here, and you see some improvements like you do every year. And I think trying to put the puzzle pieces together sometimes isn't always as quick as we want it to be. But again, I think you look for some consistency. Can you throw strikes? Are you making the plays in the field? And like any baseball, softball game, don't give extra outs. And I think you'll be okay in this one. So I'm looking forward to calling our first softball game.
And we'll take a quick time. We'll come back. Have our starting lineups here on 549 Media Network.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
I'm Ryan Rusted with United Community Bank.
United Community Bank has served the Lakes area since 1911. We're proud that you, your grandparents, your kids, and your grandkids have chosen UCB. We know the power of a smile and a handshake. Perham, Dent, Frazee, those are our communities. And United Community Bank is our bank.
Well, welcome back live. We're ready to go. Sydney Roberts will step in for Breckenridge Wahpeton. Jocelyn Griffin will get the start on the mound for the Yellow Jackets. Around the diamond, Mari Pollard behind the plate. Ava Tompkin at first base. Van Grismer at second. Morgan Smith at short. Ashton Coons at third. Left field is Devin Solberg. Center field, Molly Meyer. And in right field, Macy Minton to face this Breckenridge Wahpeton Storm team. Sydney Roberts, Claire Langenwelter, Eddie Dodge, Aubrey Bosin, Skyly Pulskamp, Jaylee Ernst, Audrey Bosin, Marley Mum, and Ava Janing to face Griffin.
First one up in the strike zone, Jason, and again, I think that's what you look for is keep that ball low, keep it in the zone, and let your defense step up behind you.
It's Griffin towing the circle. Rocks and delivers, and that's upstairs again for a ball.
Boy, it was a quick start to this one. We were kind of making a few adjustments here, and all of a sudden we looked, and the umpire said, let's go. So a little quick start, so we're catching up as well here, and another one up in the zone makes it 3-0 and not probably where Griffin wants to start this one, but let's see if she can settle in.
The 3-0 coming. In there for a strike, makes it 3-1.
Nice strong strike call from the umpire. It's good to hear it out here in center field.
The 3-run offering is on its way, waved at, now 3-2. Nice pitch there, and a comeback there for Griffin against Roberts.
And again, it looks like when Griffin gets that release down, she's finding that strike zone, has a little tail to her fastball there, and it makes it tough to hit, and that one tails just a little too far away.
Roberts works a walk there. That'll bring up Langenwelter. As Griffin is ready to work now to Langenwelter. We apologize for trying to work on some of the stream, and that one gets away, and that allows the runner to advance second.
Yeah, again, extra bases, that's tough to give up. And again, it's that battery mate and working together. And again, look for Griffin to settle in here. Yellow Jackets just need to get the out here, not worry about the run.
That one's low for a ball. Now 2-0.
Again, a lot of talk going on. You got a good vantage point out here. Rocks and fires, and it looked like it hit her, or did it go off? I
think it hit her in the forearm.
You got her in the forearm, so it'll be first and second. That will now bring up Addie Dodge, and Dodge is a big hitter for this Breckenridge Wahpeton team, and we're in a danger zone right here when she's up to bat.
My hope was that it hit the nubbing of the bat there, where the way it kind of went off there, and we're a ways away. Eyesight's not that good either, so that doesn't help.
Griffin rocks. That one's in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Jocelyn Griffin. Again, if it's a little glitchy, we apologize. Running off a hot spot in the middle of nowhere sometimes is a little tough. First and second, the pitch grounded right side, but foul. And Griffin now ahead in the count, 0-2. She came into the year 41 strikeouts, but with that as well, she had walked 41 batters. Runners at first and second. Pitch on its way. That's low. Gets away from Pulver, and the runners will advance. So now runners at second and third, and the Storm has something brewing early. That pitch lifted to the right side. Giving chase is Solberg. She makes a nice catch on the play. Run will score on the sacrifice fly by Dodge. And just like that, Storm strike first.
Yeah, again, you could see, you talked about her being a good hitter. You could see Dodge put a good charge into that. Therefore, it was carrying, and it almost caught Solberg off balance there. Now we're going lefty here. So, again, Yellow Jackets have to make sure that they get in front of all of the space, green space out here, and not lead to extra bases.
Brings up Arvig Bosen, lefty. That one catches the outside part of the plate for a strike as Griffin gets ahead. T, when he faces lefty, sometimes slap hitters as well. This one does not look like she's offering a slap at it.
Well, it looks like she wants the dead pull right to us almost.
Griffin delivers. Check the swing. It's a strike. On the pitch anyway, it's 0-2.
Boy, that was a nice pitch. Looks like she took a little off that one, maybe a little changeup thrown there. And again, similar to baseball, I think if your fastball's leading you a little astray, go to that off-speed stuff. That one's low and inside, and again, if you look at that, it's a good spot for that, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. Living down in the zone is a big key today, I think.
Pitch low in the dirt. Pulver scoops that one up.
Nice job by Pulver there, saving that base. And again, Storm really haven't done any of the real damage. It's kind of been the Yellow Jackets self-inflicted as walks have hurt them, and then the one sacrifice fly. But that one up in the zone.
And the Storm work another walk.
I don't know if anybody else out there's tried this pitching underhand. It's quite a science. I've tried a couple times, and to find that exact release spot, once you find it, you can get into a groove, but sometimes it's finding it, and there's a nice pitch by Griffin to start this at bat.
Brings up Scully Pulskamp to face Griffin.
0-1 the count here. Griffin winding up again.
That one's in there for a strike.
Really nice job going 0-2 in the last two hitters here. We'll see if she can seal the deal on this one.
Well, it looks like she's working inside, outside, too. When she misses, it's been high. It hasn't been the directional that's been a stray.
That
nice
one's
pitch.
Right down Broadway and swung over there for a strikeout. Second out of the inning for the Yellow Jackets. Brings up Jaylee Ernst.
Again, if you can get out of this and you're the Yellow Jackets giving up minimal runs would be huge, and then you get in and hopefully you can get your own bat started up.
Misses low for a ball. Runners in first and second for the Storm. We've already struck first on a sacrifice fly. That pitch is upstairs.
Well, you always wonder about that catching. You kind of want to hop out of the crouch position there. If you could hold that, that's pretty close to a strike, I think, but it looks much higher than it is once you kind of stand up.
That one's inside, backs her off the plate. And the Yellow Jackets two-way here, runners at first and second. Langenwelter at second, Boson at first, Griffin to deal. That one's nice pitch at the knees in the corner, gets a strike call there.
Well, my early first time seeing the girls live here is Griffin's hard to hit when she's finding the strike zone. It's just that high pitch gets in the way once in a while. I don't mind her missing low like that. Kind of puts the Yellow Jackets in a tough situation with the bases loaded here.
Bases full for the Storm's Adri Boson. She takes upstairs for a ball. Pitch in there for a strike. Nice pitch there, makes it 1-1.
Again, doubleheader coming up here.
Pitch on its way.
Jackets to get, if they can leave the bases loaded and no more runs, Jesse, you would think that would be one of the things that you build going into the dugout here for the Yellow Jackets at this inning.
Griffin looks in. Now comes to the plate. That one's low again. Nice at bat here, Adri Boson. Base is full for the Storm. As runners will be going off on the release. And that's ground to the right side. Griffin scoops, fires the first, and gets the out. Nice job by Griffin to get the throw to first to get out of the inning. But the Storm strike, and they lead 1-0 after half inning of play.
McCall Construction is the Lakes area full-service construction management company, offering a truly personalized experience. From dream homes to commercial spaces, McCall Construction focuses on putting you first with experienced value engineering that delivers on your vision and surpasses your expectations. Whether you already have a plan or you're just getting started, give them a call. McCall Construction will make the entire process so much easier. Call them at 218-346-7070 or check them out on Facebook.
Well, welcome back here to Arvig Park in field number 4. Yellow Jackets will have Jocelyn Griffin, Morgan Smith, and Avea Grismer to lead off against Marley Mumm and Breckenridge Wahpeton. We thank you for tuning in today. The boys baseball team is off in Breckenridge today at a 5 o'clock start. So Mumm has done all the work this year on the mound for Breckenridge Wahpeton. She starts it off with a strike to Griffin. Griffin, the leadoff hitter, having a nice year at the plate, hitting .304 from the left side. That one's upstairs for a ball. Evens it at 1. A lot of nice work has been put into this complex here at Arvig Park. And that one's upstairs for a ball.
I think it's always dynamic, Jason, to have a lefty as your leadoff because you get that bunt, that slap hit, like you said, and you're off and running. And again, if you want to play up at first, now you can pull it down the line, and now you're running extra bases. So I think it's a kind of a dynamic thing to have a lefty open up the game for you.
Waved at there. As Griffin goes down on strikes for the first out. Now bring up Morgan Smith, one of the big hitters for the Yellow Jackets throughout the years, hitting .480 on the year in the 2 spot. Big power threat for the Yellow Jackets here.
Yeah, Lance, you better get your glove out here just in case.
I'm ready for the souvenir.
Slightly open stance. Mumm works ahead 0-1 to Smith, who's going to be continuing her softball career at the next level at St. Mary's in Winona. That pitch is low. Been a starter since her 9th grade year for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, real steady for the Yellow Jackets. Brings a lot to the table. Plays multiple positions in the field wherever she's asked. But I think her influence for me is at the plate. She's got to be a starter here for the get things rolling for the Yellow Jackets early, and she's had some power in that bat as well.
Pitch on its way to Smith. She pops it to right field, giving chase, and running out of the room and into the fence is Aubrey Boson as she crashed hard into the fence on that one. They will check on her and we'll take a timeout.
At Hilltop Lumber, we're not just about building materials. We're about building relationships. We're honored to be recognized for our excellence in our industry. But the greatest reward? It's the trust we built with our customers. It's not just about providing quality materials. It's about building strong relationships. We're proud to be a part of the communities we serve, working with you to bring your vision to life. Because at Hilltop Lumber, success is measured by the partnerships we create and the homes, businesses, and dreams we help build together. Hilltop Lumber, where we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
It's not necessary to build your business in Perham, Minnesota to be successful. But it sure does help. Hammers Construction. Your vision, our team.
Hi, my name is Wally Anderson. I've been at Tuffy's for 3 years at the warehouse. I just recently bought a Panoptics. It's like an underwater camera. Saved my profit sharing checks for it, and I purchased it, and I can't really wait to use it this winter go ice fishing. KLM's got a better health insurance, their profit sharing checks, it's a huge difference. It's bar none by far the best company to come work for.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, welcome back. Bozen appears to be okay and is back on her feet, getting ready to go after running into that short outfield fence along the first baseline. It kind of jets in a little bit with the design here at beautiful Arvig Park.
Yeah, it's nice to see dugouts, and again, the grass is coming in really nice over here, and scoreboard set up. It's turning into a really nice place to play, Jason.
Smith swings through that one, and a lot of work put in. This used to be just a men's softball field, but in the last few years moved it out here to have something of their own. The dugouts, Rapid Rock, Nate Tompkin and crew have did a lot of work on those. As Smith ropes a single to left field. Nice hot shot there for Morgan Smith to give the Yellow Jackets their first hit of the game.
Really nice contact there by Morgan, just not trying to do too much with it and throwing the hands at it and getting on base.
Brings up another future up-and-coming star for the Yellow Jackets in Avea Grismer, hitting well over 400 this year. She's been a young player coming on strong. Pitch upstairs and high to her.
Well, and we can see consistently here the up in the zone has been the problem with both of these. The problem for both these pitchers today.
Grismer shows bunt. The throw down to second gets away. Smith swipes second. Will stay there. Nice base running there by Smith on the stolen base on the bunt and run there, where Grismer showed bunt. Everyone on the offense kind of flew in, but no one covered the base. Smith gets a stolen base, and now the Yellow Jackets have a runner in scoring position. That pitch is inside, but it's a strike, even though it backs up Grismer off the plate.
I like the aggressive nature by the Yellow Jackets right away, just getting the runners moving and putting pressure on.
Getting one away. Smith at second. Grismer chops at that one and fouls it straight back. Interesting angle away from everything, but you know, one thing that we have away from everything, even out here, is we still got the wind.
That is for certain. I think it's every game we've called, but actually today I'm kind of enjoying it. I think it'll be pretty hot out here in center field.
Chops that one, does Grismer. Nice charge at third. They throw to first to get the out. Smith rounds third and will hold there.
Again, moving the runner up. Obviously not what she wanted to do, but again, in theory, get you closer. And in this game, you definitely have the wild pitch pass ball factor. So you got shot to bring that run in now.
Brings up Ava Tompkin, hitting .500 on the season. And the pitch to her is upstairs for a ball.
Sorry about that. This camera's first. Oh, here we go.
A delayed steal, and it works, and the Yellow Jackets get the run. And just like that, we're knotted at one.
Yeah, nice play there by the Yellow Jackets. Again, you brought up Morgan Smith's veteran, she's played for a lot of years here for the Yellow Jackets, and those are the type of plays I think you can put into play when you have somebody who's been around the game as much as she has.
Pitch to Tompkins, slap to the right side, but just foul. I should say left side. I'm getting that backwards sitting out here in center field. And that is left side on the third baseline. Did we understand that there's going to be some jumpy and skippiness with this broadcast? We are recording it, so we'll try to upload it later if you want to go back and watch, but we apologize for a lot of that. That pitch upstairs waved at by Tompkin for strike two, as the Yellow Jackets have struck in this inning and have tied the game at one.
Well, the difference in that pitch, I think that was more of a rise pitch. It wasn't up in the zone from the start. You could watch it rise as it came in, and I think it just caught her Topkin off guard there a little bit. That's the first one I've seen that's been more of a rise pitch.
That pitch slapped up the middle. It hits the bag perfectly, and Topkin will have another single. So the Yellow Jackets continue the rally. Their second hit of the inning. Now we'll bring up Mari Pulver.
Watched a lot of balls, a lot of softball, baseball in my day. You don't see many bounce off the bag the way that one did. He was taking an angle to center for the cutoff. Otherwise, I think it might have hit her, and then we would have had another Storm player down.
Pulver, big hack at the first one, waves through that one. See if head coach Kevin Felt elects to get the running game going with 2 outs here, and Ava Topkin at first. Pitch waved at again by Pulver, another big cut.
Yeah, again, now I think you got to get this ball in play here. Put some pressure on the Storm. There's a throwback.
And got her on the quick throwback. Nice throw by Dodge, picking off Tompkin at first to end the inning. But the Yellow Jackets strike. They get a run on 2 hits. And after 1, we're tied at 1 on the 549 Media Network.
Should I try?
Energy-efficient technologies have the power to connect us all, so we can save more than ever before. Evolve. And make choices that are smart. For you. For them. And for all of us. Because with energy-efficient technologies, we can connect to a better, smarter home.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Welcome back here to Arvig Park. We head to the second inning where we are tied at 1 between the Yellow Jackets and the Storm of Breckenridge Wahpeton. Marley Mumm, Ava Jennings, and Sydney Roberts will come up to face the left-handed throwing Jocelyn Griffin. Griffin walked 3 and hit a batter in that first inning. As Griffin fires upstairs for a ball. The 1-0 swung and waved at and fouled back. And it's now 1-1.
Something I've always thought with softball, having the JV field right next door, there's always something to watch.
That one's low, but it's a strike. Got a nice angle of the low pitches here and the high pitches from dead center. Rick Benham and Dewey Godin on the calls today, and that one misses upstairs. Yeah, unique thing of that, having them that way, Jesse, too, is also for substitutions and player-wise. There's some girls you need to get playing time on one field, and easy to get them over the field right away in time.
Yeah, it's unique for sure.
Strike 3 on the corner. And Mom goes down looking.
Indeed.
That's the second strikeout for Jocelyn Griffin.
Well, along with that, is there an innings for both, or can you flip-flop games? That's kind of an interesting call when you guys talk about that. Is do the innings count over there so you can only get so many in a game, or is it a free-for-all?
Free-for-all, pretty much, no limit. I mean, except for the 3 games in the day, and that one's waved at there by Ava Janning.
So then it truly is a benefit to play side by side like this, because then you know, if you need somebody, I think you mentioned, Jesse, the Storm said they have 9. Their others are over on the JV field right now as there's another strike.
Griffin's starting to lock in on that corner. Another strikeout there for the second of the inning.
Well, I felt if she could find the height of her pitches, we talked about this earlier, the inside-outside part, there was nothing wrong with what she was doing. Now she's dialing in on that, so let's see if she can keep going. And, boy, it looks good right now.
Yeah, that low pitch has been tailing away from right-handed hitters, and it's just been a really nice strike one for her these last couple innings.
Well, you got to think you don't see many left-handed softball pitchers. I can't
pitcher, but
that one fouled back right over the shoulder of the home plate umpire.
Again, you can see Griffin working ahead here a little bit more in this inning and just settling in, and that's a good sign for the Yellow Jackets. It also gets your defense ready behind you. They seem a little bit more on their toes, ready to go. Just missed on. Boy, she's been working that tail away outside corner to the right-handed hitters has been just dynamic. She must have been just a little off the plate on that one.
Pitch waved at there. Griffin strikes out the side. So 3 up, 3 down for the Storm. We head to the bottom of the second.
Hey, it's Tucker again. Did you know? EOT Insurance Agency.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
And we're
back on air as we're
sorry, I didn't know you brought her back there, Jason. Had a hot mic.
I was timing it perfectly for you there, Jesse. We head to the bottom of the second. The Yellow Jackets will have Mari Pulver up again still after the last out being thrown out at first. Then it'll be Molly Meyer, Devin Solberg, Macy Minton. Again, we're understanding the lagging issues. We're working on that as much as we can. That one is waved at by Pulver.
Maybe if I talk faster, it won't seem like we're lagging so much.
There you go.
Okay.
That one's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, but Pulver is...
I like what the Yellow Jackets are doing here. They seem aggressive on the first pitches, Jesse, that they see come in as strikes, and then they battle from there.
Yeah, it's kind of the we've been seeing it a lot from the baseball players, too. Once they get their hacks in and then they settle in a little bit and do some good two-strike hitting if they happen to get behind. But same approach here for the softball girls.
Pulver fouls that one off to the left side.
Well, I always had a coach when I came up and played said your first 2 swings, no matter when you want to take them, 100%, then choke up and put it in play. And realistically, I think that's a really good strategy to have is swing hard and get after that the first 2 swings and then choke up and just make contact.
That one's outside to Pulver. She's working another good at-bat here.
Yeah, I view it the same way as saw fouls in basketball. You can't take them home with you.
That's right.
And Pulver works a walk, so Mum's struggling to find the zone. See how many fouls are called tonight in the big game between Draymond and Rudy. As that will bring up Molly Meyer now to face Pulver. Or with Pulver on first to face Mom. Meyer shows bunt, fouls it back. Yellow Jackets this year, I noticed they're going with the armband system.
I think this is game 1 with them, from what I heard today.
As Mom gets a nice pitch there, Meyer gets the bunt down. Pulver, big turn, the throw back. Dives back just in time. Dangerous play there. Pulver got a little too far away from the bag. But the Storm defensively strong on that one as Johning charged in and made a strong throw to Ernst and then back. Had Boson and Peter Roberts covering the bag, I think. Solberg.
Another nice bunt.
Lays that one right in front, and now first and third. On the bunt single by Devin Solberg, and that'll bring up Macy Minton.
Tell you what, I think that would have needed to be a perfect, clean pickup to get her at first anyways, but love the Yellow Jackets being aggressive here.
Well, and this is their first time first-third situation, so interesting to see what Coach Felt's going to do here. Wheels in motion, I can about imagine continuing to put pressure on is what he seems like he's doing.
Minton takes the strike. The throw is cut off. Now they're going to have a rundown. Pulver gets back before the throw. She is safe. Solberg swipes second. And most importantly there is getting back to third was Pulver. Now second and third for the Yellow Jackets with Minton at the plate. Senior Macy Minton takes that one down the middle for a strike. The pitch on its way to Minton, chopped at right side, grounded to third, gets away. Throw to first is errant. That's going to allow one run to score. Minton will stay at first. Solberg a big turn at third, and the Yellow Jackets strike on the throwing error.
Yeah, put the ball in play, good things happen, put a little pressure on the defense, and they throw one away for you. So all that has to do with just those two runners and having to make decisions early.
Well, and you can look at errors and you can say whatever. I like what the Yellow Jackets are doing is they're putting the pressure on. The bunt game, steal, just making the more times that ball is in the air for your opponents, the more chances there are for mistakes to happen. And good job with the Yellow Jackets of being aggressive.
Meeting on the mound comes to an end as Ashton Kunze will come up with runners at first and third. And the Yellow Jackets leading 2-1. Kunze swings through that one and is now behind in the count, 2-1. Did one away with runners at first and third for the Yellow Jackets.
I always thought maybe a drag bunt type situation was coming. You can get that runner moving.
Throw back to first. Macy Minton is back. Kunze now behind in the count, 0-2.
Jacket runners got to keep their heads on a swivel. The Storm have been not afraid to throw the ball around a little bit.
Off-speed pitch somehow misses the corner.
Yeah, look good from here.
As Mum gets back to the mound, to the rubber, excuse me. That pitch outside, Dodge drops it, and Minton is able to take second on the pass ball.
Nice job reading the down angle there by Minton and getting into scoring position, taking away the force out.
Now if you could hit it to the right side, and here's a nice...
That one will drop for a base hit. One run will score. Minton gets to third as Kunze delivers an RBI single, and the Yellow Jackets add to the lead. And that'll turn it over for the top of the order, Jocelyn Griffin.
Seemed like they had a pretty good read on that initially right out of the gate. The runners took off. A lot of times you'll see them freeze, but good read by the Jackets.
Griffin shows bunt. The runner takes off. She lays it down only place. First, no, they got the rundown, and Mittens tagged out at third. Griffin reaches on the fielder's choice bunt, but Mittens throwing out at third.
And again, I think if you're the Yellow Jackets, that's 2 or 3 times now you've been caught off the bag maybe a little bit too far. You made mention of it, Jesse. They're not afraid to throw behind you, around you, wherever it is to get that out. So the Yellow Jackets have to do a little bit better job of knowing if you're not going, what are you really doing with those extra 2-3 feet? Get closer to the bag so you don't get caught off and make an extra out.
And Morgan Smith goes yard as she hits the home run for the Yellow Jackets right over the center field fence, and the Yellow Jackets add to the lead with a 3-run home run.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and I don't think you were really kidding, Jesse, when you said bring your glove today, and it wasn't that far off. And boy, she has had a good approach at the plate, and it certainly has been fun to follow that.
I'm going to apologize for that ball got out of here in a hurry. The camera angle was not ideal, but Morgan got a hold of that one for sure.
And now bringing up Afia Grismer. That one's fouled back.
Really aggressive approaches by the Jackets, I think, have led to good things, and putting the bat on the ball, and it seems like strike one, they're swinging.
They jumped ahead with a big 5-run inning. And that one misses outside.
And it's amazing how you can just feel a little bit of that success just roll over. Some wilder swings in the first innings now are shorten it up a little bit.
Short pop fly caught at short to retire the side, but a big inning for the Yellow Jackets. They put up a crooked number and they lead 6-0.
I'm Jen Hendrickson with United Community Bank.
Jacket Pride isn't something we take lightly. We support the teachers and support staff that help teach our children every day. We support local Perm athletes with our Battle of the Bees sponsorship nights. And every year we award 4 scholarships to Perm seniors. Yellow Jackets are my team, and United Community Bank is my bank.
Since 1980, more families have trusted Jack Chivers Realty than anyone else in the Lakes area. I'm Blake Olson, the owner of Jack Chivers Realty. Our dedicated agents have a deep understanding of the area.
We live here and our kids go to school here. Let us find the perfect home for you and your family, or lean on our knowledge and marketing to sell your home. Find out how Chivers delivers right here in Perham. Reach out today and start packing. JackChiversRealty.com.
Welcome back here at Arvig Park. The Yellow Jackets, the big inning. Leads 6-1 on the Storm. The Storm will have Legan, Welter, Dodge, and Boson coming up to face Griffin, who gets to work with the lead for the first time today and is in there for a strike.
Boy, as she settled in, it's just been fun to watch. First inning, everything seemed to want to tally up high, and now she's working down in the zone, and even the high pitches she's getting for a strike.
And that one's low for a ball. And it's now 1-1. Legan Welter was hit by a pitch her first time up. Now works to count 2-1, and she wore a tough one on the forearm her first at bat, if I remember correctly.
Well, and I think this is a big inning for the Yellow Jackets. You just had a really good rally. You got the Smith home run. You're up 6-0. You can't give a bunch of runs back here. 1, 2 maybe, but if all of a sudden it's 6-4, you've lost everything you've gained in that prior inning. So again, for the Yellow Jackets, I think this is a big one.
The key is getting that lead off the batter and setting the tone of that inning. That one paints a corner at the knees for a strike. Nice pitch there by Griffin. She comes back. Pitch on its way, grounded right side. Now they say foul ball as it hit the safety base.
I forget that's over there.
So that one's out of play. Count is now full to Lagan-Willer. And she works a walk.
Yeah, you talked about the importance, Jason, of that leadoff batter, and that was a really good at bat by her. I think she battled off some really good pitches by Griffin, and I'm in the theory a walk is always as good as a hit as long as you can get on the base and have a chance to score some runs for your team.
And Dodge pops that one, foul to the third base side off the top of the brand new dugouts. Dugouts looking really sharp on the field now. Rapid Rock doing a lot of the work with some other local businesses and donations as well to help make these happen, along with City Perm and schools. And that one ripped back up the middle. Griffin goes to first. Tough throw. Nice throw to first. Gets the out at first. The runner advances to second. Good job there by Griffin, just making sure of getting an out. And now they'll bring up Aubrey Boson. Perham Rotary at their scoreboard. Can't see it on our screen, but the scoreboard to her left was donated by Perham Rotary. Boson looking to try to drive in a run. That pitch upstairs, but Pulver does a nice job of getting up to that one.
I think we kind of skirted over how good a play that was by Griffin. That's a hot shot when you're that close to the batter. If that goes through, that's a base hit, and now you really got some something going for the Storm.
Gets away from Pulver, and the umpire wears that one on the forearm. Now a runner moves over to third.
Runner on second at a really good angle there, and the second she saw it was low, she took off.
Griffin rocks that pitch outside. As Griffin rocks and gets a strike there on the inside corner low. A nice pitch. Also, we're talking about the field overall in general. The Diamond Doctor was here a couple years ago as well, as part of the process of refurbishing this field. Pitch is low. Pulver blocks it, but it works a walk again. Now runners at the corners for the Storm. And I'll bring up Skyly Pulskamp, who was a strikeout victim in the first, but once again the story for Griffin has been location.
Boy, she was dialed in there for about 4 or 5 batters, and you thought, oh my goodness, it's one of those days that she's just locked in. Now it's not high, it's just finding that depth again to make sure it's going to happen. I'm guessing the Storm's going to put something in play here. It just seems like the game of softball is built around being aggressive, and so whether it's a bunt and run, hit and run, a straight up steal, try for a double steal, delayed, something's going to be in play here, and the Yellow Jackets now are getting some defensive signs from Coach Felt and Coach Grismer.
That will bring up Scally Pulskamp again, first and third. Chess match being wagered on now between Felt and Jake Dodge. And the umpire talking things over with the Yellow Jacket staff.
Wondering if he didn't get cut or something by that ball that hit him.
Yeah, he's getting wrapped up. He's got a forearm taped up there by trainer extraordinaire Colt Lehman. Pitch is up high for a ball. Runners don't show anything there, and it's 1-0. Pulskamp steps in. She takes that one for a strike. Now it counts 1-1. Not the biggest secondary leads from the runners from Wahpeton right here.
And I know you don't want to run yourself out of a big inning, but I also think you want to continue to put pressure on. You got to get on that scoreboard.
And I think part of that is right now, maybe that's why you're not running, is your pitcher's not throwing a strike and locating. So until she can consistently throw that strike, you...
Yep, and that's one, I agree with you. Otherwise, I also feel, too, it's tough for that catcher to get a good throw on when you don't know where the ball is being located. Sometimes that makes it easier to steal. So that's the great thing about the game of softball and baseball is there's always multiple philosophies on how you want to run things. And I agree with you. I think a little bit of the wildness here has kept them in place.
And another walk there, and the bases are full of Storm. A lot of philosophy can be discussed and put into play in this great sport. As that will bring up Jaylee Ernst with the bases full. 3 walks and a ground out so far in the inning, 1 away.
Looks like the Jackets are playing up at the corners, double play, and we have a wild pitch, but tight to the fence. Good hop by Pulver, saved a run there.
Yeah, that short backstop definitely is a game changer.
When you used to play on field 1, that may have been 2 runs. As the short backstop here, definitely, you really have to guess and be right if you're going to break. That one's low. Pulver smothers it in front, but again, 2-0, and you have to think it's red lights all the way for the batter, Ernst, right here after 3 walks in the inning.
Yeah, you would think so, that you'd want to see a strike here, but you just never know. Not familiar with their team.
Grounded to Griffin, goes to Pulver for 1, and they'll just take that out at the plate. Well, so much for that philosophy discussion that we discussed.
As you mentioned, there's many different philosophies in baseball and softball. But good job there, not panicking, getting it out at the end of the day, and
well, now it's the new biggest out of the day for the Yellow Jackets. They get out of this with the bases loaded, and you got to feel pretty good going to bat again.
Adri Boson steps in and swings through strike 1. Griffin fires another strike. Nice pitch there, and she's bearing down now 0-2 the count.
It's almost like she found it again like she was in inning number 2 where she's inside, outside, got that tailing away pitch to the right-handers, and just tough right now.
That one off the hands. Takes a funny hop. It rolls foul. It did not touch it until it was foul. Smart play, knowing the spin as it drops foul, and then they touch it. With that spin rolling back, that's one of those tough ones to pick up. But Pulver at the same time stretch out, but did a nice job getting the read.
Well, and you think if she would have got a good read on it, she just gets it and steps on home and we're out of the inning. It must have been one where it was spinning so awkwardly she didn't feel comfortable bearing down on that. So, again, nice play.
That one popped to the
dangers of side-by-side field right there. I can tell you from many a men's league night, all of a sudden, an errant foul ball from the other one lands almost in your lap. So good hustle over there by the Perham JV squad and Coach Ida.
That pitch is upstairs for a ball. Yeah, that's a unique design here, to say the least, when it comes to softball fields and the way it's set up instead of in a diamond formation or rectangular formation. Or circular.
Geometry's hard.
Base is full. Pitch to Griffin, off the hands and fouled back.
I think literally off the hands by the looks of it. Yeah, I think that one might have hit her had she not swung.
I think she heard Jason trying to figure out what shape this diamond was in.
Well, it should be in.
There we go.
I know this is just a straight line setup. That pitch,
That's a
strike
nice
3
pitch.
called. And Griffin works out of the jam with the big strikeout, and the Yellow Jackets maintain their lead. We'll be back.
When you're running a business, you don't have time for doubt. You need a banking partner you can trust. One who is as invested in the success of your business as you are, and has all the products and services you need under one roof. At Bremer Bank, we're here to listen and learn, because you know your business best, and we'll back you up with insightful advice and personalized solutions that help you achieve your goals. Work with Bremer Bank, because understanding is everything.
McCall Construction is the Lakes area full-service construction management company, offering a truly personalized experience. From dream homes to commercial spaces, McCall Construction focuses on putting you first with experienced value engineering that delivers on your vision and surpasses your expectations. Whether you already have a plan or you're just getting started, give them a call. McCall Construction will make the entire process so much easier. Call them at 218-346-7070 or check them out on Facebook.
Welcome back. Teams meeting as we get ready for the next inning. Yellow Jackets will have Tompkin, Pulver, and Meyer coming up. Did we understand that there might be some bandwidth internet issues out here? We apologize for that, and we thank you for sticking this out.
Well, we might be a little delay here. I think they just called the trainer over to the Storm dugout, and looks like some taping is going on. I don't know exactly what happened. So
I think it's the hitter that took one off the finger. I think they're taking a peek at that hand.
Certainly could be. So we could probably step away here and come back and catch the next inning here.
At Hilltop Lumber, we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams. We are family owned and operated, serving the Lakes area since 1988. Though Hilltop Lumber is our name, we're much more than that. We provide superior consulting and design, accurate estimates, thorough product knowledge, and on-time delivery. We have a full range of building supplies from windows, doors, decking, and siding to hardware, tools, paints, and stains. Take the stress out of building and let us help you find the perfect products for your project. Hilltop Lumber. We help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
And we're back here, getting ready to go for this inning as everyone appears to be okay now. And the pitch on its way is upstairs and high for a ball. To Ava Tompkin as the wind continues to pick up here in beautiful Perham, Minnesota on this nice lovely day on a Tuesday. And that pitch is outside and high for a ball. 2-0.
Have no fear, this tent is secured by a couple shoelaces. I'm pretty confident it's not going anywhere.
And I see parts of them laying on the trailer, so I'm getting a little nervous here.
That one's waved at.
There's no place like home, Toto.
That one's popped to center field, giving chase at short and making the catch. There will be Sydney Roberts for the first out of the inning.
Always catches me with Sydney Roberts. That's a name from the past for the Yellow Jackets. Went on to play college softball and was a heck of a player for the Jackets. So I always look at it and I'm like, it takes me back for a second.
That will bring up Mari Pulver. Walked and scored in the big inning in the second for the Yellow Jackets. That's outside and high to Pulver.
Again, it's interesting from this vantage point. Like I watched on that fly ball, center fielder was taking a couple steps back where it ended up at the shortstop. It's a tough read.
Pops out a play, straight back by Pulver.
I'll be honest, I kind of had the same read. I thought we might be in trouble out here right off the bat, but
right off one of the cameras.
Strike 3 called and Pulver down on strikes.
Man, that was a nice pitch. It looked like a little drop pitch right there, and it came in like it was high, and it just dropped right into the glove. Nice pitch in the right situation there.
Brings up Molly Meyer. Laid down a bunt in the first, fouls that one back off the chain link fence behind the plate. As Mom wheels and deals, and that one's low for a ball. Pitch on its way to Meyer, waved at. She was out in front of the off speed.
There's that same pitch. Lance took quite a bit off, and just a nice, I don't know if it's a drop ball or a curve ball or what it is, but it's nasty.
Pitch on its way to Meyer. Ooh, and that one's off the knee of the catcher, and it's fouled.
Well, it's always good. You live for another pitch here, and you just don't know which is going to be that one pitch. There it is again.
The off-speed pitch. Meyer down on strikes. 3 up, 3 down in the Yellow Jacket half for the third. We head to the fourth. Jackets with the lead.
Since 1980, more families have trusted Jack Chivers Realty than anyone else in the Lakes area. I'm Blake Olson, the owner of Jack Chivers Realty. Our dedicated agents have a deep understanding of the area.
We live here, and our kids go to school here. Let us find the perfect home for you and your family, or lean on our knowledge and marketing to sell your home. Find out how Chivers delivers right here in Perham. Reach out today and start packing. JackChiversRealty.com.
This year, United Community Bank wants to welcome you home. If you close on a new home or land purchase with United Community Bank before December 15th, you'll earn a $500 gift to a local business. Welcome home from your friends at UCB. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more at ucbankmn.com. United Community Bank, Perham, Frazee, Dent. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. NMLS number 421829.
Welcome back to Arvig Park. Marley Mom, Ava Janning, and Sydney Roberts due up for the Storm, who trail the Yellow Jackets by a score of 6-1. Big knock by Morgan Smith was the home run in that 5-run second inning and a 3-run blast to the right of us. And now back on to work will be Jocelyn Griffin, who misses upstairs and backs Mom off the plate. She struck out in the second inning.
Well, that's a good spot to miss if you're going to come back with that outside tail away pitch here.
Said she goes inside under the hands for a strike. Griffin has struck out 6. It's also walked 6. So keeping that ratio of 1-1 going. She entered the game with 41 strikeouts and 41 walks. That one waved at.
You could see the hitter stepping out as she's in her warm-up, I think, or in her wind-up, excuse me, and that first pitch up and in might have set the tone for her.
Well, you can't get comfortable in the batter's box as that one was waved at for the strikeout, the second time today that Mom has struck out. That'll bring up Ava Janning, who was also a strikeout victim in the second. Griffin struck out the side in the second, facing these same 3 girls. She'll try to repeat that feat here in the fourth. It's been the middle of the order where she's ran into trouble. That one's waved at. And just keep firing right there, and you'll be in a good spot all day.
Well, and again, you just see how important throwing strikes is, and no matter what level you're at, it sets the tone for your defense, and it gives you a chance in every inning. And you've watched it today where bases have been walked full. All of a sudden you find the strike zone again and you battle out of that inning. So important to just kind of keep pitching those strikes.
That one's up and in. As Griffin gets set in the circle and delivers outside, but it's a strike.
I think she clips that corner. I think everything's tailing that way, so by the time it gets to the catcher, it looks further than it is. The other thing I was going to talk about out here, Jason, with the wind blowing this way, we can hear a lot of the crowd stuff that we don't normally get to hear when we're behind everybody, so it's kind of a unique feature to all of a sudden hear people chattering.
I know in my days on the side, when I see the catcher's glove move that much, normally gets me going on a strike call. That pitch waved at there. Griffin comes back, gets the strikeout. Good thing on Sunday I didn't really have to do much of that in the amateur game. But now they'll bring up Sydney Roberts. Wahpeton scored in the first, struck on the second.
Big win for the Pirates, setting the tone early this year. I didn't hear a final. Can you give us an update on that?
It was 19-2.
Oh.
16 runs in the first two. And the pitch on its way by Griffin is in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Jocelyn Griffin. You said it, Lance, in the second and the fourth, she locks in and really did a nice job getting strike one and setting the tone on that at bat.
Well, you can see the confidence there because the velocity on that one looked like it even increased. So, again, it sets up some off-speed stuff for her.
Nice pitch there. Again, 0-2 on Roberts. And Griffin strike out the side for the second time today. She's up 0-2. And that's off the hands to Smith at short. The sure-handed throw. And Scoop is in time. And the Yellow Jackets retire the side in the fourth. And the Yellow Jackets continue the lead after 4 complete.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell
and Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware,
right here in downtown Perham.
Energy-efficient technologies have the power to connect us all, so we can save more than ever before. Evolve. And make choices that are smart. For you. For them. And for all of us. Because with energy-efficient technologies, we can connect to a better, smarter home.
Welcome back. So we get ready to go. The Yellow Jackets batting in the fourth. Devin Solberg, Macy Minton, and Solberg pops out to the catcher for the first out of the inning. That will bring up Macy Minton, who reached on an air and then eventually got thrown out at third in the inning. Ashton Kunza on deck. Then it's the top of the Yellow Jacket order against Mumm. The Yellow Jackets, if you're just tuning in, gave up a run in the top of the first, scored one in the first, and then in the second they put up 5 on a 3-run home run by Morgan Smith as Minton fights that one off and fouls it off. Started the inning with some small ball, got the runners going, and then it was the big fly by Smith to give the Yellow Jackets a 6-1 lead.
Well, and you talked about Mumm being their ace and logging a lot of innings. There's a strike. Griffin has battled her and probably looked more successful, obviously, by the score, but the way she's been pitching as of late.
Strike 3 called. Minton down on strikes. That will bring up Ashton Kunza, the 8th grader, who had a big hit and drove in a run in that second inning.
Yeah, and it wasn't a well-stung ball by any means, but it was placed really well, and a good job by Coach Felt reading that. He had the runners in motion and got that run across.
That one misses.
Yeah, the infield, you were talking about that earlier, Jason, looks really good.
Skunza pops that one up to the left side, and making the catch there is Langenwalter to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Yellow Jackets in the fourth, and after 4 complete, the Yellow Jackets lead 6-1.
Horseman Investments and Insurance can help you with your retirement planning goals and insurance protection needs. Kyle Van Dyke and his team provides educated retirement solutions, wealth management strategies, inheritance and legacy planning, and personalized auto, homeowners, and life insurance protection plans. We are here for your lifelong financial wellness. To set up an appointment, call Kyle Van Dyke at 218-236-6665 or email at kyle.vandyke@horseman.com.
At Hilltop Lumber, we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams. We are family owned and operated, serving the Lakes area since 1988. Though Hilltop Lumber is our name, we're much more than that. We provide superior consulting and design, accurate estimates, thorough product knowledge, and on-time delivery. We have a full range of building supplies from windows, doors, decking, and siding to hardware, tools, paints, and stains. Take the stress out of building and let us help you find the perfect products for your project. Hilltop Lumber. We help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
Welcome back. We head to the 5th inning for Breckenridge Wahpeton. Claire Langenweller, Eddie Dodge, and Aubrey Boson to face Griffin again. First pitch swinging, that one's waved at. As Griffin gets to the mound and delivers, the rubber, and that one's fouled back. She works in the circle. And Griffin quickly getting ahead. Pitch is low for a ball.
And again, I would imagine if you're the Storm right now, you've just got to get base runners. It doesn't matter how. I think you're in the dugout. I think my approach would be you got to make Griffin throw strikes. If she throws strikes, then you're going to have to swing as here we get grounder.
Scooped up by Grismer and backhand flipped over to Tompkin for the out. One away here in the 5th. That will bring up Eddie Dodge, who's 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Tell you what, the game of softball moves pretty quickly. That's what I'm finding out compared to baseball. There's no throw it around the horn, no anything after an out, but it moves right along.
That one's upstairs for a ball. Indeed.
Yeah, even between innings, I think you're back out there, and before we can almost blink an eye, it seems like the next batter is ready to go.
Oof, another one up and in. Off the post and right back to the mound. It's now 2-0.
Got to use that one and throw a little cutter now after it hit the standard in the back.
The 2-0 is low, and it's now 3-0.
Well, I think one of the things, too, that when you're behind by this much, I don't know, you guys can probably tell me different. We talked about philosophies. I think your running game gets hampered a little bit. You don't want to lose a base runner once you get a base runner when you're down by this much.
Yeah, it's definitely a slippery slope there with, on one end or I should say a double-edged sword, just because, you could put the pressure on, but you could run into some outs as well.
That one's waved at as Dodge was chasing there, and now the count is full. That one roped off the glove of Tompkin, and it'll be a base hit. and the first hit of the game for Dodge, and she will break as the ball goes free. Now she stops between second and third and is in a rundown. And she goes straight to the bag. She'd be safe, but she didn't. Now Griffin gets her and eventually tags her out. Ooh.
Well, and I don't know if the coach was saying something or not because we're not in angle, but you were right. There's nobody covering third. All she had to do was walk the third there for, and she'd have been safe. But a big turn, and again, you never want to run yourself out of these positions because most of the time you're going to score on a hit if you're at second anyways.
Boson was walked twice, now steps up. Trying to think in my head the scoring on that one. And then I kind of lost track after about the second one.
You may have to go to replay.
We'll
just throw out some numbers. It's math. You'll be right.
Oh, wow.
I think
it's 3-7-6-5-4-1 is what I think is what it would go down.
8-6-7-5-3-0.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going with.
I'm trying to think that through, but I'm not writing that in the book as Griffin gets ready to deliver. That's fouled off the right side.
You're with the one with the pen, so.
Well, I'm just glad the one in the middle got here on time. Got here today.
Me too.
The ramp walk up. The only thing missing was the entrance song.
Well, we could have done a little WWE, the Rock's
music
or something.
Yeah, break the glass.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Arvig Field.
Love it.
There we go. That's perfect.
Yeah. You know, daytime jobs sometimes hinder.
Here we go.
Good, nice job by Griffin here getting out and the Yellow Jackets defense behind her.
Ground to the right side, charging Kunza, but not in time. Boson is able to use her wheels and get the infield single.
Boy, what a tough play. Those swinging bunts, no matter, it's just tough. And then the base pass being shorter, Jesse, that's a tough out to get.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get down the line in a hurry.
And that's where now you have the runner at third, and it's first and third, one out. Instead, now it's a runner at first with two away. That one's in there for his strength to Skyly Postgame. Struck out and walked against Griffin.
And I think that was my point, is you can't be overly aggressive when, if you're down by a run or two, one, a single and a homer ties it, but here you're down by enough, you just need base runners.
That one's outside. Nice job by Pulver to scoop that one out of the dirt. It's now, I think, 1-1. That one's upstairs for a ball.
I do really like the dugouts. You talked about the dugout. I love I can barely see it, but there must be a passageway through. So when you're talking about if you need to exchange players, it's really convenient there for the Yellow Jackets.
It's definitely unique.
Also using that design is to have it to be a storage shed as well. So when it's locked up, you can have storage sheds and doors both that way through, and also a thought of having the scoreboard PA announcer in that location as well.
Gonna have to be a bigger dugout to fit the three of us in there.
Yeah.
We've already heard the story of the Shadows.
Good thing out here the Shadows won't play a role.
Walk here. Now you look at, not to change the subject, but back to softball. Walk here, you go back to what you talked about, Jason. Now bases are loaded at the worst case scenario without a run, and you got one out, and now you've really got the Yellow Jackets back on their heels. Here you still have some options.
That one waved at by Ernst. She walked and reached on a fielder's choice.
Big secondary lead at second, and you see what happens. If the Yellow Jackets better be paying attention. I know you don't want to run yourself out of this situation, but
that one's inside. Gets away from Pulver. A tough bounce for the Storm as Griffin was able to scoop that up and fire a quick strike, but the runner does slide in safely at third.
And the merry-go-round keeps going on the other field. Got our cameraman glued over there.
And now the batter gets hit. And now the bases are full for Adri Boson. So the base is loaded for the Storm. With Adri Boson, who's grounded out and struck out, and a big opportunity for the Storm here to try to crawl back into this one, trailing 6-1. That one's waved as Griffin goes with the heat.
Whew, and she was trying to put 4 on the scoreboard with that swing, and one motion there.
Pitch on its way, outside corner, but low. Evens the count at 1. Pitch off the hands to the right side. And it's fouled.
Griffin's done a nice job of not letting the hitters extend their hands thus far, just pounding that inside corner and see if she can get one more here and get the Jackets out of it.
Pitch on its way, waved at strike 3, and Griffin works out of trouble as again the Storm leave the bases full. After 4.5, the Yellow Jackets lead 6-1.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Well, welcome back. We get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. The Yellow Jackets on top of the order coming up against Mum.
Yeah, and again, it's been a successful part of the order for the Yellow Jackets. They've kind of had Mum's number a little bit here. They've been a combination of aggressive but yet swinging at strikes, and you got to like that if you're the coaching staff right now. And Griffin battles ahead here.
Pops that one off to left field, and it's foul. Griffin struck out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the second, and eventually scored in the 5-run inning for the Yellow Jackets. That one grounded back up to Mum. Mum over to first, is in time, barely. Hit assistant coach Chris Grismer disagreed, and so did the fan vehemently to her right, as that one is fouled off, or was grounded off for the first out. Now we'll bring up Morgan Smith, who singled and scored in the first and hit a 3-run home run in the second.
Well, there's no opportunity to double clutch in this game. You've got to make a decision, go get that ball, and throw it in a quick hurry.
Mum delivers to Morgan Smith. Line drive, deep left field, off the top of the fence. And it drops in, and now the throw to second down in time. And Smith with the stand-up double is now a triple away from the cycle.
I thought that one was out too, but high fence kept it in.
A nice rope there by Smith. That brings up Levan Grismer, who's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Grismer with a pop to center field. Giving chase, that will drop. Smith gets a late turn off a second. She will come around to score as Grismer drives in the run with a double.
The old trade places with her adage took place right there. Nice double and back-to-back doubles there.
And the Yellow Jackets extend their lead to 7-1. And now bring up Ava Tompkin, who's 1 for 2 on the day.
Just amazing to be out here to see how quickly that ball jumps off that bat when it's struck well. Back-to-back for the Yellow Jackets. They got out here in a hurry.
Tompkin pops that up to the right side. It's caught for the second out. And Grismer will be forced to stay at second base.
Well, we've seen it a lot of times. I don't think any lead is safe, so every run you can tack on here for the Yellow Jackets is a huge run at this point.
And then you look at that close call in the top of the inning on Griffin at first. That goes the other way as that pitch is in there for a strike to Mari Pulver.
Well, it's back-to-back innings of that. The overrun and the getting in the rundown by the Storm probably held them out from a big inning in the last half of the inning.
Throw down to second. They got her in a rundown, but it gets away in an errant throw, and Grismer will come around to score, and the Yellow Jackets add to the lead.
Best case scenario there because it was the right call at that time to throw down to second with a extended secondary lead, but that's why you put the pressure on, I guess.
And the Yellow Jackets now lead 8-1. That pitch is outside and high for a ball.
Nice pitch there in the strike three with that little drop pitch, and that's been her go-to pitch. But nice inning here for the Yellow Jackets, Jason.
Indeed it is. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. And after 5, they lead on the 549 Media Network.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
It's not necessary to build your business in Perham, Minnesota to be successful. But it sure does help. Hammers Construction, your vision, our team.
Well, welcome back. So we're here set up in right center field.
The inaugural 549 here at a softball event, and as you heard before, a lot of thanks goes to a lot of people, but especially Jason and Jesse for setting up as I strolled in like the big shot in the last seconds. But again, it's worked out great, and it's been fun to watch. And I agree with you, Jesse. Boy, the innings sure fly by when this gets rolling here. And for the Yellow Jackets, you want them to keep flying by right now. You want to walk away with a win against a pretty good team that I have heard that knocked off DGF, which is a really good ball club. So nice effort here so far by the Jackets.
That one's upstairs for a ball by Griffin to Marley Mum. In fact, yes, the only team to knock off DGF this year are these Breckenridge Wahpeton Storm. And they knocked them off 1-0. That one's in there for a strike.
hitter's duel there.
That game must have lasted about 47 minutes if it was at the rate this goes.
It's the opposite of what's happening on the JV field right now.
That pitch grounded, lined right back
nice
to
play.
Griffin at the mound, and she makes the grab.
She's had a couple of those, and again, we talk about throwing strikes, but also fielding your position when you're that close to home plate. Nice job there with quick reflexes by Griffin.
That one waved at there by Ava Janning. Struck out twice against Griffin earlier in this contest. Then we're in the top of the 6th. Breck Wap scored 1 in the first and have been shut out ever since. That ball is upstairs and high for a ball. That one waved at again by Janning.
Don't want to jinx the Jackets, but same stream, Jason. Going into game 2, I suppose there's not a lot of turnover as fast as this goes. We'll probably be back on before you know it.
It's usually a quick turnaround. Pitchers get warmed up. The umpires switch gear. As we have a strikeout there, we head to the top of the order with Sydney Roberts, and it's usually fast moving between games. Because you also have to battle the sun. And that one's in there for a strike. You would be surprised if we had a game in the past last year that we had to call due to the running out of sun.
Hammers Construction. Your vision, our team.
Yes, garbage is gross, but here at Steve's Sanitation, we are your trash experts with experience to back it up. At Steve's Sanitation, we know how to schedule your trash pickups without missing a beat, and we have been doing it for over 30 years in Perham and the Lakes area. Steve's Sanitation has been voted the best garbage service in the Lakes area since 2019. With 30 dedicated employees, we're here to take care of your trash. For more information, call us at 218-346-4834 or visit our website at stevesanitation.com.
Welcome back. One away here as Molly Myers flew out to left for the first out. That will now bring up Devin Solberg and Macy Minton. That one's in there for a strike.
Solberg seemed to, first 2 times, try to bunt her way on. This one looks like she's settling in for maybe a longer at bat, get a good swing in.
Boy, that curveball's been there all day for Breckenridge Wahpeton pitcher.
That one's in there for a strike, and strike 3 called to Solberg, who's down on strikes for the second out. As that'll bring up Macy Minton, 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an air and was a strikeout victim. That one's grounded back to the mound. Throw over to first is in time. That will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back.
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
I'm Ryan Rusted with United Community Bank. United Community Bank has served the Lakes area since 1911. We're proud that you, your grandparents, your kids, and your grandkids have chosen UCB. We know the power of a smile and a handshake. Perham, Dent, Frazee, those are our communities. And United Community Bank is our bank.
Welcome back. We head to the top of the 7th quickly, wasting a little time between innings. Claire Langeweller, Eddie Dodge, and Aubrey Boson do up for the Storm here in the 7th as Griffin misses for a ball.
Well, and you can see where Griffin's mindset is, Jason. I think she threw one warm-up pitch and said, let's go. And that tells you her mindset is, I'm in the zone. Let's not waste any pitches.
Oof. And that one hurts. As for the second time today, Langenweller wears one on the inside hand. And that'll bring up Addie Dodge, who's 1 for 3 with, I guess, was scored as a double last time and then got thrown out in the rundown situation by the Yellow Jackets.
She may be stopping and taking the route through Fargo on the way home to pick up a wrist arm shield.
That one's in there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Griffin. Ten strikeouts on the day for Griffin. That one's a strike again.
Boy, if you can locate that and you get that called, it's going to be a tough day on your opponents because that's a tough pitch to hit. And I think you'd tell your players lay off that one because all you're going to do is hit it foul and there's a wild pitch.
Pops off the backstop to Pulver, and that allows Langenweller to advance to second. And in this situation, if you're Breckenridge Wahpeton, you don't want to run into any outs on the bases. You want to try to just keep the lineup going and moving as much as possible, and you're trailing as much as they are to the Yellow Jackets. As our tent is now starting to... Ooh! Takes that one.
Ouch.
And that one's got to hurt, and that's the second hit batter of the inning. And that will bring up Boson.
Hip pointer.
Well, there'll be no threat to running if this continues. It's going to be station-to-station baseball.
Fourth hit batter of the game. It's something when you can hear it.
Yeah, we could hear those last two all the way out here.
And it brings up Aubrey Boson, walked twice and singled. That one's upstairs. Can't imagine any hitter wanting to get their feet planted right now against Griffin.
Well, it's kind of been an MO a little bit of the wildness being productive, as now she's up to this point been able to find the strike zone after that, and all of a sudden battles her way back.
Evens the count at 1 with that one on the inside part of the plate. The 1-1 low.
Can tell the Yellow Jackets defense in support of their pitcher. There's a lot of chatter going on. You love to hear that.
That one waved at there. Nice cut by Boson, but unable to catch up to the high heat. 2-2 the count.
And again, if you're the Storm, you also got to realize that every at bat you're not going to score 7 on one swing. So take what you can get, and here they go.
That one gets away from Pulver, and now the runners move up a base. So the key here now is you take the force away at any base. And right now it's just get outs and get the out at first.
Absolutely trade outs for runs right now. If you're the Yellow Jackets, just get back to throwing strikes.
And strike 3 called. Boson thought she worked a walk. Instead, it's strike 3 called over the inside part of the plate. That'll bring up Skyly Pulskamp, who struck out and walked twice.
Yeah, as tight as this is, you always, coming from the baseball world of it, is look back and throw one. I think you just throw one. Make sure you've got plenty of time to get that ball across the diamond if it's hit to that side. This tip was a great idea till the winds picked up to 20 miles an hour.
That one backs off Postgame.
Right where Griffin wants them now. Now you throw that outside corner, and like you said, no feet are getting planted in this box right now.
That one gets away, but the short fence preserves a run. Runners at second and third.
I think the tent might be coming down between games.
I think it's still holding up well.
Or it's going to be in the pine trees.
That one catches the corner for a strike. Nice pitch by Griffin once again.
Boy, she's had a knack of that today. Kind of looking like the control left her, and then all of a sudden just dialing it back in and really leaving the Storm hitters wondering what's going on.
Pulver blocks that one, keeps that in front. Again, one away here. Yellow Jackets with the commanding lead. Breckenridge threatening though. That one just misses outside. Pulver tried to frame it a little bit. Now the bases are full of Storm. Brings up Jaylee Ernst.
Seems like we've been in this situation before, and Griffin's done a nice job of battling her way out of this.
That one gets the low strike call. That's a makeup from the last pitch, I think.
Yeah, that last one was a lot closer for sure.
Good thing we have this great vantage point that we do out in center field. That's 0-1 to Ernst. 0-2 now.
I'd throw it right back down there.
Yep.
They went low. Ball gets right back to Pulver.
Well, I can honestly say the backstop has probably saved the Yellow Jackets 2-3 runs today. Honestly, in running situation for the Storm, and it comes right back to the catcher.
Pitch on its way upstairs. Now the eye level of the batter's got to be all over the place because you had two low strikes, and then Griffin went upstairs on that one. Pitch on its way. Grounded to the right side, passed. And there's no play for Smith, and the run will score on the infield single. Perfectly placed, hit just hard enough to get by everyone, and Ernst gets an RBI single.
The Storm staying alive here, but not a whole lot you can do with that. The only chance I think you had is if Griffin could have snagged it, but it was a little out of her reach.
This is part of the order where Jocelyn Griffin has had a lot of success. The next three batters are a combined 0 for 9 against Griffin. Bosin up to bat, 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
First pitch was low, so she is up 1-0.
Swings at that one to the right side. Kunza scoops it up. Foul. Griffin delivers. That one's fouled off the backstop. Griffin working ahead in the count. Griffin delivers. Fouled off.
Coach Felt getting his workout on the side of the dugout there, retrieving the last couple foul balls.
Griffin to deliver. Grounded up to the middle for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 will score on the 2-run single by Adri Bosin.
Yeah, that was a huge hit there. Just placed really nicely. And again, if you're the Yellow Jackets, you still have a really good lead. Don't tighten up. Do what you've been doing. Just don't let this get much further here.
Marley Mum steps in, takes foul for
that was
strike one.
foul tip, I believe. Hit something when she swung at least.
I was updating our scoreboard on that one.
Gun shy. Call it a foul.
Ground ball up the middle. Smith charges. Her play is to 1. It's in time to get the out. The runners advance.
Again, that's where you trade. I know a run didn't score, but maybe earlier in the game you try to get that out at second, or you try to get the lead runner at third. Real smart, heady play by Morgan Smith there. Just take the easy out, one more, and you're out of this. And the way Griffin's now again seems to find that strike zone late in these innings, I would bet on her throwing some strikes here.
That one's in there, or outside for a ball.
I don't blame her for hitting that spot because I think that's been called a few times tonight, and just missing down low.
And that one's fouled back. Pitch on its way, waved at there for strike 2. And the Yellow Jackets 1 strike away from their 2nd win of the year.
Yeah, and it'd be an impressive win. They did a lot of things right here tonight if it follows through. And again, a lot of that's on the arm of Griffin here, who's throwing a really nice game.
That one's upstairs, did not swing. And it's now a full count. The pitch. Strike 3 called. And the Yellow Jackets pick up the victory. And a nice victory it was for the Yellow Jackets today.
Yeah, great job all the way around for the Yellow Jackets as you see them celebrating. Again, it starts with throwing strikes. The more I'm around this game, the more you understand how important it is to be around that strike zone. And then some timely hitting. Morgan Smith continuing to do what she did all year. I think of a Grismer at bat, Kunza at bat. They just had timely hits when they needed them. And the one thing I can say is, what I've learned from this game of softball and covering or watching when you were coach as well, no two games are ever very similar here. So look for it could be totally different in the next game, and it's just a couple different little situations or a couple substitutions or a couple of advancements where you don't get thrown out and all of a sudden you get a big inning and everything turns around.
Indeed, couldn't say it better myself. Lance, the Yellow Jackets with the win. Now quick on their discussion. Steve Sanitation, player of the game, and I think you give it to shortstop Morgan Smith. She really came up with the big plays defensively, and you throw in the fact the 3-run home run really gave the Yellow Jackets the separation they needed.
Yeah, no doubt. She had a really nice game. She played, and an argument can be made, too, for Griffin. I think she really did a nice job of throwing the ball, keeping the Yellow Jackets off the field for the most part. Sometimes those long innings are the ones that really burn you. So a lot of good things happen for the Yellow Jackets today, and we look forward to Game 2.
We'll take a break, come back here in a little bit, and we'll have Game 2 for you on the 549 Media Network. Well, welcome back. We get ready for game number 2 here at Arvig Park. It's the Yellow Jackets and the Breckenridge Wahpeton Storm. The Yellow Jackets looking to complete the doubleheader, and will be their starting lineup. Leading off in center field will be Jocelyn Griffin. Batting second at shortstop will be Morgan Smith. Batting third at second base will be Ann Grismer. Batting fourth at first base, Ava Tompkin. Batting fifth at third base, Mari Pulver. Batting sixth in left field will be Molly Meyer. Batting seventh in pitching will be Devin Solberg. Batting eighth in right field will be Alan Branshaw. And catching today, game number 2, Ashton Kunze. On the mound, once again, will be Mum for this team from Breckenridge Wahpeton. His mom has thrown every inning so far this year, and she will continue that here against the Yellow Jackets in game number 2. Will be Marley Mum on the mound. And that first pitch grounded up the middle, and Jocelyn Griffin starts the game off with a single.
That's 2 now that have gone off that second base. I haven't seen that. I think, Lance, you said you maybe have never seen it, but that's 2 in 2 games here.
Yeah, again, it's a great spot to hit the ball right past the pitcher, through the middle, and it gives the Yellow Jackets a good start after a great finish.
Runner goes. Griffin gets the stolen base, so she beats the throw easily into second.
How many times have we said that in the last few weeks? Just different Griffin here tonight.
Right, and both of them setting the tone right now for their teams respectively, and again, good job by the Yellow Jackets. You always worry a little bit about when you've had that success, and then you have that little break in between, albeit not very much. Can you put the foot back on the gas? And so far, so good.
Brings up Morgan Smith.
Boy, she was hot in that first game hitting. Holy moly. That one came out past us in an awful hurry.
That one misses outside and high for a ball.
You can see they're not trying to give her anything on the inner half after a couple good swings last game.
Well, that open stance definitely leads to her wanting to pull the ball.
Now the throw back to short gets Griffin back. The pitch on its way to Smith is outside and works a walk. Does Morgan Smith, and the Yellow Jackets quickly threatening already.
If you're Breckenridge Wahpeton, you're probably not too sad to see Morgan Smith take a walk and end up on first base.
Well, especially with the steal, Jesse, I think it just leads to the forces back in play now, and you arguably take the hottest hitter for the Yellow Jackets. I know that Grismer had a nice line shot as well, but man, Smith, anything in that strike zone, she is just on a line shot with it right now.
Grismer shows bunt, pulls back. New umpires well behind the plate, so definitely a different strike zone.
Yeah, so far that one on the outside edge has not been called here this game, so we'll see if we can make an adjustment.
The bunt is laid down, but it goes foul. Mum back into the circle, and Grismer works the magic of the feet, leaps over the wild pitch as the runners advance. So Jackets now with second and third.
Well, and a lot of times you'd say take the hit. I think you want her up just for this reason.
Pop fly to center field, but the runner on third got too far off, could not tag. And a costly mistake there as the Yellow Jackets will have runners at second and third, and now Ava Tompkin up to bat.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a guarantee anyways. It looked like they were set up really well to throw to home, but you still got to make a really nice play to get that out.
That pitch is upstairs for a ball. Ava Tompkins steps in, takes that one for ball, throw back down the third 9 times. Griffin dives back safely.
Catcher's got a sneaky good arm. We kind of saw it in the first game. Picked off a Yellow Jacket runner at first base in a key situation, so Yellow Jackets can't sleep here.
That pitch grounded shortly to second. It's going to be a tough play. They shovel it over. They call the runner out at first. They get the run, though, an RBI ground out for Ava Tompkins, and the Yellow Jackets strike first.
Yeah, and the good thing for the Yellow Jackets, still runners in scoring position here. And again, just driving in runs, I think, puts pressure on the Storm after the last game, the opening game of the doubleheader. Ooh.
Yeah.
Again, Jason brought up about a different strike zone. That one was definitely a strike in the first game.
Ground ball, the second tough hop. That will allow the run to score as Pulver stands at first on the ground ball. That was mishandled, and the Yellow Jackets take a 2-0 lead.
Very hard hit ball there. Definitely a play that probably should have been made, but again, you hit it hard, you put it in play, you put the pressure on.
And the Jackets lead 2-0 quickly here in the second. That one ground to the right side. Nice play at third. The throw, though, by Janning gets the runner out, the first baseman out the bay, but she gets back in time to retire Molly Meyer. The Yellow Jackets strike first. They get 2 in the first, and we'll be back.
Hey, it's Tucker again. Did you know? EOT Insurance Agency.
It's something new every day, some different stuff to do. It's not the same monotonous thing over and over again.
Everybody works together, everybody knows everybody, you know, we all get along just well. It's just a great company to work with.
It's like a big family here. It's just everybody gets along with everybody and everybody clicks. Everybody just helps everybody out. And it's a pretty awesome job to have.
At the Perham Area Community Center, we have something for everyone. Let us help you reach your fitness goals, connect with others, or just have a little fun. We offer a state-of-the-art weight room, weight resistance and cardio machines, and inspiring spin studio. If walking is your preference, our walking track is just the thing for you. We have over 20 fitness classes offered weekly. Yoga, Zabit, Strength, and Senior Fit, those are just a few. Our aquatic center is equipped with a 6-lane lap pool, kiddie pool, and water slide. Adults can relax in the sauna and hot tub. We also offer water fitness classes and open swim for the family. Find your fit at the Pack. We'd love to have you here.
Welcome back. Devin Solberg to toe the rubber for the Yellow Jackets against Sydney Roberts to lead things off for this Storm squad. First pitch swinging, base hit to right field in front of Autumn Bradshaw for a single, and the first hit of the game for Breckenridge Wahpeton.
Yeah, short time there to make work, and so much for your leadoff hitter looking at a few pitches with a new pitcher in. She just saw one she liked, and I like that philosophy. Swing early. Sometimes that's the best pitch you see.
Brings up Claire Lang and Walter, and the runner will take second.
Yeah, wild pitch there made it easier than what it was. Again, you can see the aggressiveness now coming out of the Storm, Jesse. I think they may have said enough's enough.
Yeah, I think she might have been going on that pitch anyways, but you can see they're putting the pressure on, getting a runner in scoring position, getting them over. I think you're going to see a little bit of a new intensity out of them this game.
Well, I think their goal here, it looks like, is to put the ball in play. I almost believe it was a bunt and run on the last one here. again, just forcing the Yellow Jackets where you're going to go with the ball, putting some pressure on a young team.
That pitch popped back, and the short backstop, it's out of play.
I couldn't tell if that was straight up, if that was forward or backward from here.
Yeah, I thought for sure you were going to see a catcher make a play on that one, and then it was back in the stands.
Runner at second, nobody out for the Storm, looking to answer the Yellow Jackets. Solberg delivers, that's low. Kunza keeps that in front. A couple of changes on the defensive side. Pulver is at third this game, and Branshon is in right field. That moves Molly Meyer from center to left, and Jocelyn Griffin is in center field today after picking up the win on the hill in game one. That's outside and high. Tompkin, Grismer, Smith, Pulver across the infield. Has Solberg with the runner at second. Roxon fires. That one's roped to left field. Giving chase is Meyer. It's over her head. They're going to wave the runner around third, and she will score. And the Storm have cut into the lead. An RBI double by Claire Langenwalter has cut the lead to 1.
Well, and I hope that doesn't open the floodgates for the for the Storm, for the Yellow Jackets on the defensive end. You just saw that pressure almost in the dugout. It was like, here we go, finally, something's going our way. Off to third on that wild pitch in the dirt, and again, Yellow Jackets now flirting with some danger here. Solberg steps into the circle again.
Drop ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, similar to the other team's pitcher there. That kind of starts on your hands and then just floats right over into the strike zone. It's a nice pitch.
The batter's Addie Dodge. She takes that one inside with the runner at third. The pitch upstairs and high. Kunza plays it well off the backstop. She's used to playing it off the backboard. Plays that one off the backstop.
Well, and you can see the athleticism of Kunza just as a young athlete. Really nice job of locating that ball, which she made look easy, and it's not when it's coming that hot off that back screen.
And now with the walk here, you got to keep an eye on the runner at first. So she might go to second, but she's not. She will stay. So runners at first and third for the Storm with nobody out. And now Aubrey Boson steps in. She takes the first pitch. The runner swipes second on the pitch. Well, Storm coming out with aggression here in the early going. Trying to tie this game up and take the lead here in the first. That's upstairs. As the wind picks up, the pitch is grounded up the middle. Smith scoops her, plays the first. It's a close play, but they got her in time, but we're tied on the RBI ground out.
Nice job by Smith attacking that ball and just being sure-handed. Just nice strong throw to first base to getting out here in that situation.
Evens the score at 2 apiece and brings up Skyly Pulskamp. Upstairs and high for a ball to her.
Lots of late movement off of Solberg's ball there. You can see there's a few of them. Even Kunza stands up to get that end up dropping. That could be borderline there. We'll see if she can find that sweet spot.
Nice pitch there and a swing through. But again, you can see Solberg's getting maybe a little frustrated, and I don't think you can let that play, but I think it dialed her in on that pitch, that's for sure.
That one popped towards the JV field. Gets a few people to scatter.
Nice job by the Yellow Jackets. I like the communication that we got a different vantage point out here. I like the communication. They're talking with every pitch, where they're going, what the next step is. So kind of on Solberg here now to get some strikes going.
Tough one there on Coons as it gets by her, but the short backstop again preserves another run.
Yeah, I think it's the location off of the fence that's the tough part here.
That one's popped and out of play once again.
If it happens to hit one of the standards going up and down, I think it can carry them one direction or another, and that's what would make it tough.
Well, another key thing is it's how big of a secondary lead do you get at third, and you can time it and know when to go and get back.
And we saw that happen earlier, and then all of a sudden you're too far off and you get picked off a third. So, again, it's that cat and mouse game, which makes this such a fun sport with the how intense it is in the.
And sometimes with that, too, it's do you also have that move in your back pocket is once that girl throws straight down to third, you take off, and then you beat that second throw. So there's a lot, like you said, Lance, you're touching on it perfectly, the cat and mouse, as that one's fouled back.
And you're witnessing it happen here. That's the best part is we're seeing these coaches kind of go and these lady athletes going at each other here.
That one's ripped through the middle for a base hit, and the Storm take the lead on an RBI single by Skelly Pulskamp. She was all over that one and picks up the RBI single, and just like that, the Storm lead 3-2. A good piece of hitting by Pulskamp in that at bat.
Yeah, that's for sure. She sat back on that, let her hands travel through, and again, just a nice job.
That one's a vicious cut, but swung on and missed by Jaylee Ernst.
That would have been interesting if she made contact with that ball, because that was a heck of a hack.
We're in the first, the bottom half, where Breckenridge Wahpeton is the home team in game number 2, and the Heart of Lakes Conference rules, those even apply to softball. That one off the hand of Solberg and rolls to the dirt. As a former coach, I was vehemently against the flip-flopping of the doubleheaders.
I just don't like it when you're at home and you're the away team. That just doesn't sit well.
Especially when you're the ones paying for the umpires both games, maintaining the field for both games. The runner takes off. The throw to second, not in time. Stolen base by Pulskamp. And you're returning the favor next year no matter what. I digress. Says now we have a runner at second.
I thought that was the closing statement.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know if there was going to be a
meeting adjourned.
Yeah, I was waiting for the.
I was expecting.
And then my opposite side would be, well, then if you're doing it every other year, well, it all balances out because it doesn't leave you much leeway for your schedule. It's got to be, and if it happens to flip-flop and you end up back-to-back years hosting, well, then you really do. It's not equal for sure. But, again, I don't know where you want to go with this. But
I was just so used to our point-counterpoint on everything is Ernst works the walk. I guess that's from 60-plus broadcasts together. Runners set first and second.
Now that I know, I will be better prepared.
Brielle Kelsine steps in and waves at that one.
And I get it. I like the doubleheader situation. If you're traveling, you might as well play two. I don't know if it's fair then if you're looking to be home and home.
And that one's waved at, but it gets away from the catcher and the runners will advance. Well, I think when it's the conference style, and you know that next year, in most cases, it's reciprocated.
Right.
So.
To be brought up again, I'm almost positive.
Till next time.
Yes.
That one's outside and high. Well, one thing we both notice in this game right now, the zone is definitely a lot different than it was in game number 1, and it's taking some time for the pitchers to adjust.
It absolutely is. It's tighter. You're not getting that outside off the plate pitch. Nice pitch there by Solberg.
She comes right back. I know she was showing a little bit of frustration after that last pitch. Thought she had the strike, but she comes back, gets a strikeout of Kelsine, and that'll bring up Marley Munn here.
She has good velocity on, and we've seen some pitches with some movement. So, again, that location of the strikes. And you get a couple of those pitches, that's what happens. Now you're forcing the batters to swing at a couple high ones. So you get strike one, and now you work from ahead instead of working from behind. And Jocelyn Griffin did a great job of that after inning 1-2 in her game earlier today.
Kunza just kind of took over the catching position this year, learning that new position, and she's been put to the test here in inning number 1. She's done a nice job working behind the plate, the youngster. As Solberg delivers low, and Kunza's there and blocks that one off. Keeps that runner at third. They're starting to get a bigger secondary at third, if you're able to catch that.
Well, I wondered in that first game if they would test any of the Yellow Jacket catchers, but I think the second game you're going to see them pick up the pace a little bit on the base paths.
Ground ball to Smith. She has time. Fires across the diamond for the out. Well, Breckenridge Wahpeton rallies back, and they take a 3-2 lead after an inning of play.
At New Horizons Realty, we're on your team. For over 25 years, we've been helping families and businesses find the perfect place to call home here in the Lakes area. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just dreaming, we've got the experience and local knowledge to guide you through every step of your real estate journey. As proud supporters of the Perham Yellow Jackets, we believe in building strong teams on the mat, court, or field, and in the community. Check out our current listings at PerhamRealEstate.com or give us a call today at 218-346-7767.
It's something new every day, some different stuff to do. It's not the same monotonous thing over and over again.
Everybody works together, everybody knows everybody, you know, we all get along just well. It's just a great company to work with.
It's like a big family here. It's just everybody gets along with everybody, and everybody clicks. Everybody just helps everybody out. And it's a pretty awesome job to have.
Gun shy.
Welcome back here. We had to the second. Devin Solberg to lead things off for the Yellow Jackets. Autumn Bradshaw and Ashton Kunza coming up. And that one's fouled back. We're just adjusting a little thing, so when you sometimes notice when we're laughing when we come back is sometimes I've been playing this game, I'm hanging my color guy out to dry on one return.
A whole bunch of different roles. You talk about team switching, people who are producing, not producing.
Solberg lays down a nice bunt right in front of the plate. Dodge with a strong throw, and Solberg beats it out.
Yeah, really nice job getting down the line there. Perfect, but it seems like the bunts that only go about 3 feet in front of the plate are the ones that cause the most fits.
That certainly is the tough one for sure. And it's good for the Yellow Jackets. You keep that pressure rolling after giving up the lead. Now wheels might be in motion.
Bradshaw shows bunt, pulls it back to throw down to second a little high, and Solberg gets a stolen base. So head coach Kevin Felt is really continuing the aggressive nature even at the bottom of the order here, as Solberg earns the bunt single, then steals the base, and now the runner at second for Bradshaw. And Bradshaw lifts this one out to short left field, and coming in and making a catch there is Langenwalter for the out. That keeps Solberg at second base, but a nice stroke there by Bradshaw.
Right, and you know you want it on a line, but you got a chance when you get it up in there. Unfortunately, it was hit right at somebody again, but I like the aggressiveness, and that would have scored a run, I think.
That brings up Ashton Kunza, waves at the first one from Mum.
They must got a little dialed in here that Mum's going to throw a first pitch strike because you've seen the Yellow Jackets really go after that first pitch a lot of times.
Bunt there popped out of play.
Well, after seeing her nice breaking pitch late to get a lot of strikeouts last game, I'd be swinging at the first strike too.
Yeah, you want to try to get that straight one right away. It might be your best chance of getting a hit.
Strike. No, that just misses apparently. So I thought that was a beautiful pitch from our vantage point out here.
You know, we talked about how interesting it would be just two different umpires, but
Line drive gets past the pitcher. That allows Silver to get third. Kunza's speed, she beats that out. And you knew once that hit the dirt behind the pitcher's glove, there was no way they're getting Kunza at first.
Yeah, great job by Kunza hustling down the line. Back to my point, just how interesting it would be to be the same pitcher pitching with two different umpires after 7 innings.
The squeeze is on, or the safety squeeze. Now they throw it on to short, no one covering third as the third baseman was up. That allows Kunza to swipe second. And now runners at second and third for Jocelyn Griffin in the top of the Yellow Jacket order.
Well, you got speed all over. Again, if you could, there's strike there, but if you could get that slap hit and being a left-handed batter, you've got 2 strides basically getting yourself to first.
That one's outside for a ball, and the middle of the infield here is playing for the out at first. The corners are up just a little bit. That one is low for a ball. One away here, second and third for the Yellow Jackets. Mom working. Delivers outside and high. Loads them up for the ever-dangerous Morgan Smith.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is the position you want to put yourself in if you're the Storm, or especially Mom. This is a tough spot as you have no doubt the hottest hitter on the Yellow Jackets team right now.
And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound to discuss things over.
They're probably debating if they should have double headers or not, and home and away at the mound right now.
I'm thinking the Barry Bonds approach. Do you put her on first and give up 1 run here?
Well, I think that might be an interesting ploy. And, one of the things we're also discussing and talking about all day, with the way you've been pitching Morgan Smith, that low outside pitch is not there this game as it was last game. So you just try to hope you hit 4 or 3 down there and hope Morgan chases a couple.
Well, and I think great for Morgan Smith is the appearance in how Grismer's starting to hit the ball. I think you got to throw her strikes because Grismer's shown that she can be very dangerous at the plate as well. And then this becomes a big inning for the Yellow Jackets.
First one back, Smith off the plate. Now that one goes upstairs and out. Now it's 2-0. And if you're Morgan Smith, you're sitting dead red looking at that one pitch.
And I imagine this has to be a green light the way she's been swinging and what you talked about, her experience at the plate. She knows what she wants to hit, and she'll lay off the one she doesn't.
It's hoping to add another softball to the trophy case and get one up in that jet stream that's blowing, but it's now 3-0. That one swung on, rope to the right side. That will drop for a hit. 1 run will score. They're going to wave the second run. The throw to the plate cuts off the run. Now the throw back, high tag. They get her at third. An RBI single for Morgan Smith, but Kunza, with the big turn, gets thrown out at third.
Isn't it ironic, though, we talk about how well and how hard she's hitting the ball, and she kind of squibs one behind the first base? It does the exact same thing in the scorebook, but nice job by the Storm playing that really, really well and not giving up a whole bunch of runs.
And that one's lifted to Legenfelter, and she makes the catch. Legenwelter makes the catch on the fly ball by Grismer. The Yellow Jackets threaten to get a run, and after an inning and a half, we're tied at 3.
Hey, it's Tucker again. Did you know? EOT Insurance Agency.
At New Horizons Realty, we're on your team. For over 25 years, we've been helping families and businesses find the perfect place to call home here in the Lakes area. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just dreaming, we've got the experience and local knowledge to guide you through every step of your real estate journey. As proud supporters of the Perham Yellow Jackets, we believe in building strong teams on the mat, court, or field, and in the community. Check out our current listings at perhamrealestate.com or give us a call today at 218-346-7767.
Welcome back live. Ava Jennings in the top of the Storm lineup coming up with Roberts and Langenwelter to face Devin Solberg on first, second inning of work.
Good answer by the Yellow Jackets in their half of the inning. Now they got to come and D it up.
And that one's low and gets away.
And we talked about this a little in the first game. I think there's a difference between being wild and being productively wild. I think it's okay to not be in the zone all the time and nibbling the corners. Keep those batters not knowing what's coming.
Short fly ball over third. That will drop, but it's foul. Jennings will dig back in against Silberg. That one's roped to center field. Griffin with the good read. It drops in front and gets by her. Jennings the big turn. She will go to second and stands up there. Think we might be generous and just give her a stand-up double on that one.
Well, I don't think it was an overrun. It looked like it kind of took a weird bounce. I don't know if it was the spin off the ball or hit something in the outfield, but it wasn't an easy pickup there for Griffin.
Turns it over to the top side. And that one's popped out to short center field. And that will drop for a base hit. Late run there. Now the throw to third as a rocket. But it's dropped and sliding in safely ahead of the throw is Ava Jennings on the single by Sydney Robertson. Once again, the Storm are threatening.
Well, and it's interesting when that throw was going through. It was a great throw by Griffin. I thought the runner from first was going to take off, and we were going to get into one of those situations, and we saw the runner from third go to home. Exactly what you don't want to see if you're coaching. Nice job of the Yellow Jackets kind of just keeping the lid on that one.
We'll bring up Claire Langenwelter. Swings at that one. The runner swipes second. Does Roberts. So second and third now for the Storm.
Boy, I'd still like to see a bunt to the first base side here and just get then they do show it. I just think, boy, you could maybe sneak 2 runs out of that if you're the Storm, just if you place that right and you do a really nice job of getting the defenders in motion.
So we're tied at 3. That one's in there for a strike. The better Langenwelter tried to duck down and get the umpire to follow.
It's a really nice curveball or drop ball, whatever you want to call it. Just late break and fooled the hitter.
That's upstairs. First base is open with Addie Dodge on deck, who walked and scored in the first. Pitch on its way. That hit the foot of Langenwelter. She earns a walk or a free base, and the base is now full of Storm.
And she didn't look like she was really excited to take that hit off the foot. I think she was ready to swing the bat. And again, now there's no place to go with anybody here, Jason. It's if you're the Yellow Jackets, you got to throw strikes. You got to field the ball.
Well, I'm sure she was just happy it was the foot after being plunked a couple of times, I think, on the arm in the first game. Drop ball in there for a strike.
Might need a lot of ice on the way home.
Good thing I know of a few places in the area that have some good ice machines. That pitch is low. And Solberg works and fires dodge. Pops that one up to the right side. Giving chase. It drops foul. Left side, excuse me. So that drops.
Good chase there by the left side of the infield. Both of them took the right angle. Just, again, one of those, you couldn't throw it in a better spot, and it brings new life. And I sometimes get fearful of this when you kind of get that one that maybe should be an out, that this might be a big at-bat.
That one's upstairs. Coons is able to corral it. Big spot here for both teams. Nobody out. Base is full. It's fitting that the wind picks up with the storm at the plate. That one's low. Coons another nice work on a nice block there behind the dish.
Yeah, Coons is going to sleep well tonight. She has been very active behind the plate and doing a really nice job of keeping things at bay, even though we see it's really tough to score here, even on a wild pitch.
That one's roped to left center field. Converging is Branchot. She makes a nice catch. Gets that ball in on the sacrifice fly. The runners do move up on a nice job by Autumn Branchot on making that catch in the right center field gap.
Yeah, I thought that was a gapper for sure, and Branchot made really nice work of that, of just gliding with the ball and limiting the number of runs scored here.
The runners do move up as Aubrey Boson steps in.
Again, we talked about key spots in that first game. This is one for the Yellow Jackets. I think you got to get out of this inning really quickly here. Coons again doing just a great job of battling Jesse. I've been impressed with her being an 8th grader.
Yeah, she does a really nice job of moving her feet and letting her whole body get over in front of the ball. She's got a lot of potential behind there for an 8th grader.
That one popped and out of play.
Our friend the wind has returned.
Well, Storm now lead 4-3 on your Otterdale Power Company scoreboard. Nice, comfortable, cool breeze. This pitch on its way, grounded up the middle, gets by Smith for a base hit. 1-1 will score. They'll wave another run. The throw to the plate is high and wide. And now the runner will stop at second base with a 2-run single by Aubrey Boson, and the Storm add to the lead.
Yeah, again, nice job of hitting for the Storm, and again, they're drawing these innings out. We talked about how fast-paced game the first one was. This one's starting to drag here a little bit, and again, I think it's the aggressiveness of the Storm right now.
Now we'll bring up Skyly Pulskamp, who singled in a run. And that one's popped here to center field. Griffith underneath and makes the catch. And now we'll bring up Jaylee Ernst. Ernst walked and was left stranded in the first as the Storm has struck for 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Ernst takes that one upstairs. As Solberg delivers upstairs, Kunza leaps, makes a grab.
And I think that's been the most impressive thing for me watching Kunza is it's that reaction time. A lot of times it's, I'm not going to say it's easy, but when the ball's in the dirt, you kind of know where it is. It's the one you're not expecting to have to jump for.
That was blocked again by Kunza. And it's a walk there for Ernst.
And again, as bad as this may seem right now, you're one pitch away from getting out of this thing. And if you're the Yellow Jackets and you're Solberg, you just got to dial in now and get that one pitch and get this one big out.
Now batting's Brielle Kelson. She walked last inning as well. Or actually, she struck out, sorry. That one's outside and high.
Again, and you don't want to harp the difference in umpiring because they all have different strike zones, but that one wasn't far off of a pitch that was called in the first game. Now you see when it's not called, now you get the pitch in the dirt, and all of a sudden you start running into some issues. And I think sometimes as a pitcher, you start to press a little too much.
That one's popped back. Runners at first and second again, 2 away. The Stormers struck for 3. That's low, and the bases are now full.
I think it's that every time the Storm come up to bat, the wind picks up. It seems like we're in some kind of pattern here.
Mom fouls that one back. Would you say it's a storm system coming through?
I think so.
Or front?
Yeah, that both of them.
Indeed.
Well, anyways, we still have bases loaded. 2 away. JV is concluded as that one's popped up and out of play.
And again, the pace of this game might run into what you talked about, Jason, where it gets tough. The sun's starting to now set. Again, you might need some quick innings.
That one will drop in for a foul ball on the left side of the field.
I didn't hear any call there. I didn't know what.
It was.
I was with you.
Well, that's the only bad thing about being where we're at is we're not really privy to that inside information of, especially down that third base line.
And that one's popped and out of play.
All kidding aside, great at bat here for Mom. She's fouled off how many pitches, just making Solberg work even harder than she maybe was already working.
That one's outside and high, and bases are full. Still for the Storm, so nowhere to put the batter Marley Mum here in the second. That one waved at strike 3, and Solberg evades further damage, but after 2, the Yellow Jackets trail 6-3.
At New Horizons Realty, we're on your team. For over 25 years, we've been helping families and businesses find the perfect place to call home here in the Lakes area. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just dreaming, we've got the experience and local knowledge to guide you through every step of your real estate journey. As proud supporters of the Perham Yellow Jackets, we believe in building strong teams on the mat, court, or field, and in the community. Check out our current listings at PerhamRealEstate.com or give us a call today at 218-346-7767.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Welcome back. We head to the top of the third. Ava Tompkin, Mari Pulver, and Molly Meyer coming up as the Yellow Jackets, the road team here in beautiful Perham.
What was the debate you wanted to have about that now that you were talking
That
about
one's
this earlier.
In there for a strike. It may be happening behind the scenes as we speak. Off speeds inside for a ball.
Well, the way you're speaking, I would guess maybe there's a few more backing my side of this story. Maybe. I don't know.
That one slapped.
Nice shot.
To left field for Ava Tompkin and a base hit for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice job there putting the barrel on it by Topkin and getting her started here for the Jackets this inning.
Well, I think it's crucial after the long inning that they had last in their half. They've got to come out here and respond a little bit with the bats. There's a nice pitch.
That one catches the corner to Mari Pulver. That one's upstairs and out. Pitch on its way upstairs and high for a ball.
And if there's one thing that's been consistent with Mom, that drop pitch or the little slider cutter type pitch has been really good. Her fastball, she's missed high consistently, and then she brings in one letter high, just really nice there.
Pulver dips down a little bit, misses that one as she swings through. That one's outside and high. Throw back down to first. Falling back to the bag is Tompkin.
Jesse, you talked about that sneaky quickness of the catcher on display there again.
That one's popped back and out of play.
Yeah, just when you think she kind of lulls you to sleep and then rifles one over there when you're least expecting it.
Well, I'd say the word in the dugout has to be don't get comfortable if you're on the base paths, because we watch this time and time again as this Storm team, they're not afraid to throw anywhere or in any situation. They're pretty positive that they can get an out.
That one's grounded up the middle. Flip to second for one. The throw to first not in time, but could be interference call coming up here. The runner did not get down at second. And it should be a force. They're supposed to get all the way or get down. Huh. All right. So it's a 6-4 putout and the runner's safe at first.
Well, again, I think that rule is put in play for the safety of both players. In that case, you're not going to take a ball to the forehead if you're the runner, and you're not getting tangled up and all of a sudden you get hurt as the relay person. So that one was interference on the Yellow Jackets, but that's why I'm sitting on a trailer out in center field, I guess.
Runner steals the throw down. The tag's in time.
Ooh.
In time is the tag. And the second out.
Yeah, and the catcher has a strong arm. It's the Yellow Jackets are going to have to be on their best to swipe a base today, I think.
That one popped up. Dodge calls it, makes the catch, and that will do it for the Yellow Jackets in their half of the third. We'll take a break on the 549 Media Network.
McCall Construction is the Lakes area full-service construction management company, offering a truly personalized experience. From dream homes to commercial spaces, McCall Construction focuses on putting you first with experienced value engineering that delivers on your vision and surpasses your expectations. Whether you already have a plan or you're just getting started, give them a call. McCall Construction will make the entire process so much easier. Call them at 218-346-7070 or check them out on Facebook.
When you're running a business, you don't have time for doubt. You need a banking partner you can trust. One who is as invested in the success of your business as you are and has all the products and services you need under one roof. At Bremer Bank, we're here to listen and learn because you know your business best, and we'll back you up with insightful advice and personalized solutions that help you achieve your goals. Work with Bremer Bank because understanding is everything.
Welcome back. We head to the third inning for Breckenridge Wahpeton. They'll face a new pitcher. Jocelyn Griffin back on the mound. Delivers strike one here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Jocelyn coming back now after a really solid outing for the Yellow Jackets in Game 1. Some changes in the outfield here as that change is made also.
Ground ball. Scooped at third. The throw across in time. As Kunza takes over at third with Griffin pitching, that puts Pulver behind the plate. Also across the outfield, Solberg moves to left, Meyer to center, Brownshed stays in right.
And a quick out, and just what the Yellow Jackets needed.
Now that turns it over the top of the order, and Sidney Roberts singled and scored twice.
And here you get what you talked about earlier, Jesse, for the Yellow Jackets now. Different strike zone here for Griffin. See how she adjusts to it. Looks like she's coming out ready to fire strikes. In the first one, now down 2-0 here.
Yeah, I just think back to pitching as a baseball pitcher, and that would just be different.
That one just misses upstairs.
And I think there's Exhibit A to what we're talking about. Definitely was a strike in the first game, now not in the second game. So how do you adjust? But I don't think you can think too much. I think you just got to get up, toe the rubber there, and throw.
That's a walk for Roberts. The Dangerous Speeds are on first. Again, sunset tonight. It's predicted at 8:38 p.m., so we still is in the 2-hour range. As Claire Langenwalter will step up. Walter backing up, takes strike. I think she's seen enough of Griffin on the mound today. She was hit twice last game and hit once already this game. That pitch is low, and you can see her feet are moving back on the pitch.
I think I'd be a little gun shy myself up there.
Especially the first two were thumpers. Ground ball, left side, scooped up. Kunza, the throw to second is behind the shortstop, or behind the bag. So the fielder's choice allows Langenwelter to reach. And that will bring up Addie Dodge, who walked and hit a sacrifice fly.
And again, you might think, why did Kunza go to second? I don't think she had to play at first either, the way the ball was hit. So probably her better of the two chances was to go to second. And then you don't risk throwing it away at first, and now your runner at second's at third as well. So again, good chance there by Kunza. Just nice, a lot of speed on the bases.
Pitch in there for a strike to Dodge. That backs Dodge up off the plate. It's a ball. That one's in there for a strike. That one drops in. Nice pitch there by Griffin. And a big spot here with one away in the third. Trying to keep this game close as the Yellow Jackets trail 6-3. Griffin was dynamic in that last game, getting a complete game victory. That one roped left side. Nice grab by Grismer. Throws the first for a double play, and the Yellow Jackets are out of the inning. Nice job by Avea Grismer with the ranging catch to get that one in the flip to Tompkin to retire the side. And after 3, it's 6-3 in favor of the Storm.
When you're running a business, you don't have time for doubt. You need a banking partner you can trust. One who is as invested in the success of your business as you are, and has all the products and services you need under one roof. At Bremer Bank, we're here to listen and learn, because you know your business best, and we'll back you up with insightful advice and personalized solutions that help you achieve your goals. Work with Bremer Bank, because understanding is everything.
Welcome back. We head to the top of the fourth here in Perham, where the Yellow Jackets up 6-3. Devin Solberg to lead things off. First pitch swinging, ground ball, base hit for Solberg to center field. And she has her second hit of the game for the Yellow Jackets. Now bring up Autumn Branchard, who last time up hit a line drive fly ball to left field that was caught.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's, well, she had 2 or 3 bunt singles to start with. It kind of drew the infield up. There's a throw. Mullins, that's got to feel pretty good for Solberg, getting that base hit and getting the Yellow Jackets going in the right direction.
Branchard shows bunt, drops it down, scooped at third. The throw is in time. Solberg a big turn at second, quickly back to the bag. So Branchard does her job, lays down the bunt, moves the runner over with one away.
Yeah, and again, I think Solberg, they probably wanted her to round a little bit more and put some pressure on, but I think she played it probably the way she should have, the way the Storm has thrown behind runners today.
Kunza bunts, slaps at it. You want to get turned completely, give that up. Your speed, you're going to get there no matter what. It's now 0-1 to Kunza.
Looks like they're playing up on the corners right now, looking for that bunt. Be a great time to slap one down the line.
She slaps at it. It's a foul ball. Catcher picks that up right away. It's now 0-2 to Kunza.
Well, we've talked about, I believe it's Dodge behind the plate. We've talked about her multiple times. There's another out of the box boom. She was ready to throw to first. Made it look pretty easy.
That pitch just outside. Again, one away for the Yellow Jackets in their top half of the fourth, trailing 6-3. That pitch is low. Nice job again by Dodge. Mum swung through, and Coons is down on strike. And they'll turn it over for the dangerous part of the Yellow Jacket lineup. Jocelyn Griffin singled in the first and scored. Walked and was left stranded in the second with 2 away now. She comes up with a chance of driving a run, and Solberg at second base. Mom outside corner, Dodge throwing down, and you're throwing ahead of the runner so they could see everything. And they're able to get back.
Well, and I think the strategy is there probably, Jason, is to just force them back to the bag, and if you happen to catch them sleeping, they run right into you and you get that out.
Straight steal. The throw is good, but the third baseman unable to hold it. And Solberg steals third.
Big gamble there by Coach Felt, but gamble pays off as the Storm not able to make the play. Now you've got that opportunity on a pass ball again.
Fly ball lifted to short left field, but Sidney Roberts covers the ground and makes the catch. Yellow Jackets threaten. They do not score, and after 3.5, they trail 6-3.
It's not necessary to build your business in Perham, Minnesota to be successful. But it sure does help. Hammers Construction. Your vision, our team.
Horseman Investments and Insurance can help you with your retirement planning goals and insurance protection needs. Kyle Van Dyke and his team provides educated retirement solutions, wealth management strategies, inheritance and legacy planning, and personalized auto, homeowners, and life insurance protection plan. We are here for your lifelong financial wellness. To set up an appointment, call Kyle Van Dyke at 218-236-6665 or email at kyle.vandyke@horseman.com.
Welcome back. We head to the fourth inning of play. The bottom of the fourth, I should say. I'm getting a little confused again with that flip-flopping home doubleheaders. And it will be Aubrey Bosin, Skyly Polskamp, and J.D. Ernst coming up.
In the words of a friend of mine, oh, here we go.
J.D. Ernst coming up for the Storm. Griffin in on for her second inning of work. Worked in a little trouble, got out of it. Storm scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second. The Jackets scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second. And they hold a 6-3 lead to the Storm on the Yellow Jackets.
Again, the Jackets have done a nice job in this one, not letting it get out of hand. I think the Storm really came out wanting to prove something here, and they've held ground right now. And they've got themselves within distance of putting a second W together.
That one swung and waved at. Bosin singled in a run or grounded in a run in the first and singled in a pair of runs in the second. We'll slap that one into the backstop. Sun's starting to play more of a role on this field. Fortunately, the viewers at home won't see our shadows lurking on the field like they have in past games.
We could make that happen.
I think we're good with not. So that pitch fouled back. That pitch slapped down the third baseline, but foul.
Boy, the Storm have made a trench over there on that foul side of third base. They've either turned on the pitch or slapped it down the line. And again, luckily for the Jackets, that's extra bases, if it's fair.
That one off the play. Oh, it is strike 3 called. All right. And a nice strikeout there for Griffin.
Devin Solberg's probably saying, where was that when I was throwing? Because I think she had 3 or 4 on that corner that didn't even get a look.
Brings up Skyly Polskamp. Singled in the first, had an RBI, and flew out in the second. Nice pitch there by Griffin. She's ahead in the count now.
3 in a row right on that low outside corner. That's a great spot for it. She's been able to hit that most of the day.
This one off the hands. Smith over, makes the catch. That will bring up Jaylee Ernst. Walked twice. Two away here in the fourth. The Yellow Jackets hoping to put a old school snapper mow down inning. And the ground ball to Grismer. She has plenty of time. Underhand throws it over to first to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Storm in the fourth.
Yes, garbage is gross, but here at Steve's Sanitation, we are your trash experts with experience to back it up. At Steve's Sanitation, we know how to schedule your trash pickups without missing a beat, and we have been doing it for over 30 years in Perham and the Lakes area. Steve's Sanitation has been voted the best garbage service in the Lakes area since 2019. With 30 dedicated employees, we're here to take care of your trash. For more information, call us at 218-346-4834 or visit our website at stevesanitation.com.
Welcome back. We head to the fifth. Morgan Smith to lead things off, and a big fly by Morgan Smith to center field, but it'll hang up and be caught there by Postgame for the out. Just underneath that one was Morgan Smith. She took a big cut on that one.
Heading right to the cameras.
I didn't know where that one was going to end up.
Again, put another good charge in the ball. Followed up Mum with a strike here. So again, quick innings are great innings if you're the Storm right now, and it looks like they're throwing strikes.
Nice play at third. The throw across is in time to get Grismer. A nice play at third by Janie. And here's another key thing about that, Lance. You go through these three in the order quickly here. They may not bat again in the seventh.
And they've been, let's be honest, the Yellow Jackets have done a nice job, but that's been the driving force of the runs scored. Has been a few ladies on base, but a lot of RBIs by those first 3 or 4 batters.
Tompkin, ground ball, scooped at first, and just like that, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom, 6-3.
It's not necessary to build your business in Perham, Minnesota to be successful. But it sure does help. Hammers Construction. Your vision, our team.
We take pride in what we send out. When you open a bag of licorice, you want that licorice to look good, you want that licorice to taste good. We work for you. We take pride in what we're making and what we are offering. It is so important to me. I do thank KLM from the bottom of my heart. They believe you and your family is important.
Well, welcome back. We head to what is the top of the fifth, or excuse me, the bottom of the fifth. Breckenridge Wahpeton Storm coming up.
I'm starting to think that's on purpose.
Brielle Kelsey, Marley Mum, and Ava Janning.
Would have nothing to do with the gentleman standing to the left of you right now that you keep goofing that up.
It's legit, honest mistake. It's not planned. You guys should know that by now. That one was fouled off over the head of Felton Grismer. Ball appears to be okay.
Hey, I wouldn't have thrown it back to the end. It'd have been into the pitcher.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. You see that cut, you go right back to the mound.
Let him go find the ball. Hey, I wouldn't say I would cheat or anything, but, you know.
There's many coaches that are saying the same thing and thinking it right now. That one's inside. 1-1 to count. There's some that will talk about, you know, when you're the home team in a late night game, when you're batting, you throw in a perfectly clean ball. But when you're pitching, you don't throw in that clean ball.
Yeah, there's lots of ways around what they're going. What I've been impressed with Griffin in both performances tonight, other than maybe that first inning, is she's been down in the zone, and I think that's got to be a really high point for the coaching staff and for the team of the Yellow Jackets. If she can live from that waist area down low like she is right now, she's tough to hit.
Well, she's one of the stronger arms in the area, and you know it's just going to get stronger the next few years. The future is really bright for Jocelyn Griffin on the mound as she fires in strike 3. Right there, she delivers another strikeout.
Took a little off that one. That was a nice pitch.
Yeah, and she seems to be able to get away with her off-speed pitches a little higher than what I thought maybe, but I think she's got such good velocity, Jason, that I think it catches the batters kind of on their heels a little.
And with the little tail on that speed, it also, like you said, makes it tougher to adjust. Once she gets dialed in and locked in on that control issue, you go from, as we're going to have a stoppage. And they're going to check the mount or the pitcher's plate.
It must have been that he couldn't see if she was on towing the rubber or not, so he cleaned that off. That's about the only thing that it could have been, which is a little unique to see in a game.
That one's upstairs.
Unless it was a request from the other dugout, which it could have been.
That's low, and now working the walk there is Marley Mum. And now a little bit of sign of life from the Storm dugout. They've been quiet since Griffin has come in. They'll bring up Ava Janning. Doubled and grounded out in her 2 at-bats. That misses outside and low. Now also you can start to see, I think she's starting to aim a little bit more than just rip. And right there, nice pitch off the hands, fouled. Ball game changed, but it hit off the top of the fence. Pitch on its way. Lofted. Griffin makes the catch. Quick throw to first, not in time to try to double up the base runner Mum. Now turn it over to the top side of the order for the Storm. Sydney Roberts, 2 singles and a walk. She's scored twice. It's kind of been the Achilles heel of the Yellow Jackets in game number 2. That one's low. That's low. Paul returns her glove over on it. Griffin delivers. Waved at there. Roberts had a big cut on that one. Was trying to send it down the line with that cut.
Nice spot right on the hands with that fastball.
And that one gets by Pulver, and now Mum will take second. Two outs and a big pitch coming up to Roberts. It's been dangerous at the top of the order for the Storm. That one's off the hands to the first base dugout and foul. Griffin delivers. Branchard gives chase, but it's a foul ball. Avoiding the fence. On that one, again, it's very narrow on foul territory on that side of the field, as we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, I walked to get the lineups for this game number 2, and I took a peek at that. There isn't a lot of room. You've got to communicate. First base has to really communicate with, and second base with the right fielder.
Check swing, fouled off to the side.
That was one of those excuse me's, or the Bee Gees saying, staying alive here, so live for another pitch.
That one's inside, and Roberts works the walk. She eventually wins the battle. Turns it over for Claire Langenwalter, who's had a double that scored a run, hit by a pitch and a fielder's choice. She's been hit only 3 times today. I say only, feel for her.
Well, if it's a 4th time, she must get to pick where they eat on the way home.
That one's upstairs for a ball. Guessing somewhere that has a lot of ice.
Lots of places I heard have good ice in town, Jason.
Indeed. As long as they bang it the right way, that's the key. So that one check swing strike. And it's 1-1.
Well, it's still early in May. You can tell I dressed for the 4 o'clock start, not the 8 o'clock finish, as the winds of change have hit here, and now it's blowing some nice, cool air conditioning on us.
Strike 2 there to Langenwalter. Runners in first and second. A big pitch coming up for Griffin. That one's off the hands and fouled.
Boy, you can see Griffin has adjusted from that first umpire to the second one. She lived outside with that little slider type action. Now she's busting everybody in at the hands, Jesse, and it must be sneaking up on them quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Strike 3 waved at. Griffin avoids the damage and will head to the next inning.
We take pride in what we send out. When you open a bag of licorice, you want that licorice to look good, you want that licorice to taste good. We work for you. We take pride in what we're making and what we are offering. It is so important to me. I do thank KLN from the bottom of my heart. They believe you and your family is important.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
As we head to the top of the 6th, Marion Pulver, Molly Meyer, and Devin Solberg duo. As we welcome you back into Arvig Park. Hope you've been enjoying our coverage today, as we're having a lot of fun bringing the game to you. Pulver takes a hack at the first one and fouls it back.
We giving updates on the baseball, or we?
Well, if you have them.
Well, I have one. With that is final now. The Yellow Jackets 10, Breckenridge Cowboys 2.
Nice victory there for the Yellow Jackets. They continue to roll as that one's upstairs to Pulver.
I didn't want to be spoiler alert, so I wanted to give them plenty of time to plug their ears if they want.
That one's fouled back. I think they would be happy to get a spoiler on that one today, as I don't know how much media coverage there was out west.
True.
That one waved at. Pulver down on strikes. I'll bring up Molly Meyer. 0 for 2 in the afternoon, a ground out and a fly out. The interesting discussion taking place on the field right now that we've been alluding to all game.
I think they're listening to you. That's what's going on.
They're discussing if it's the top or the bottom of the sixth in this doubleheader. That pitch waved at there by Meyer. I was going to say, though, coming up on Tuesday, we'll be back here, hopefully on here for the doubleheader, the Yellow Jackets in Barnesville. They have a game before that against Fergus Falls as Meyer waves at that one for the strikeout. And they have a Detroit Lakes contest this weekend coming up. I believe it on Friday. They're hosting Detroit Lakes. So if you're unable to tune in and able to get to the field, we would highly recommend it. Is showing a bunt there. Solberg pulls back. I believe it was a strike anyways. She's 2 for 2 on the day. But some good opportunity to watch the Yellow Jackets come support. Head coach Kevin Felt and his squad as Dodge comes and plays that one, fires that one away. Solberg takes a big turn. It elects to go late. Slides safely because the throw is up the line and no one was covering the bag. So Solberg reaches on an error, and then the errant throw allows her to get the second.
Well, it was one of those, the play was right in theory. The Storm were yelling two, but nobody was on two, so forces the right fielder to throw it off base, and here's a swinging strike.
Brings up on him Branchard. Laid down a nice bunt. Her last time up. Flew out to left. Time before that, takes a strike there.
Again, you can kind of see the wheels in motion here a little bit. You got to be careful if you're the Yellow Jackets. Strong arm behind the plate. Second baseman sneaking in behind. Look for that throw back.
Off the hands. Branchard stays alive by following that one into the cage. The 2-strike offering. She holds her swing, does Branchard. Now 1-2. Branchard were to reach. Kunza is on deck. And Branchard waves through that one. As Mum strikes out the side, we head to the top of the 7th. Or bottom of the 6th.
Hi, my name's Wally Anderson. I've been at Tuffy's for 3 years at the warehouse. I just recently bought a Panoptics. It's like an underwater camera. Saved my profit sharing checks for it, and I purchased it, and I can't really wait to use it this winter go ice fishing. KLM's got a better, their profit sharing checks. It's a huge difference. It's bar none by far the best company to come work for.
Yes, garbage is gross, but here at Steve's Sanitation, we are your trash experts with experience to back it up. At Steve's Sanitation, we know how to schedule your trash pickups without missing a beat, and we have been doing it for over 30 years in Perham and the Lakes area. Steve's Sanitation has been voted the best garbage service in the Lakes area since 2019. With 30 dedicated employees, we're here to take care of your trash. For more information, call us at 218-346-4834 or visit our website at stevesanitation.com.
Welcome back to Arvig Park. Addie Dodge, Aubrey Bosin, and Skyly Pulskamp due up for the Storm in their half of the 6th. That one's inside for a ball. Upstairs, 2-0 to Dodge, who worked a walk at a sacrifice fly and flew out her last time up. Stay tuned. Short post-game show. We'll name our Steve Sanitation player of the game. That one's low. Nope, but it catches the knees for a strike. One issue about beautiful field 4 is the side. When it sets, as Dodge lays down that bunt, it's kind of tough to pick up the ball out here in center and left field. I remember from our old man softball playing days out here.
Yeah, whatever field you're on, you're going to run into obstacles at some time throughout the day, and you can kind of see the shielding. Even for us, it's starting to come down behind home plate here. So a strikeout, though, for Griffin as she continues to dial it up here, and she's really settled this game down for the Yellow Jackets.
Brings up Andre Bosin. RBI ground on the first. 2-run single in the second. And that's upstairs. She takes ball 1.
Again, if you can catch that in your screen, you watch the dirt whipping across. It tells you how heavy the wind gusts are. It's not constant, but it kind of dies down, then picks up, then dies down, which again probably plays with the outfielders in any fly ball situation here.
That's outside and high for a ball. That one backs off Bosin, but it's ball 4. She works to walk. Brings up Skyly Pulskamp. As Griffin rocks outside. Throw down to second is high off the glove of Smith, a stolen base. As Bosin swipes second, waits for time to be called.
Almost glad she just hopped up. It looked like the slide was a little late. That's a dangerous position to be in. You get that leg caught underneath. I've seen a lot of ankles dinged up on a hard slide like that.
That one's waved at there. Nice pitch by Griffin. Big cut there by Pulskamp. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Runner with the big lead at second as the ball misses outside.
And I know in theory you're not supposed to get as tired pitching in softball as baseball, but I imagine it wears on you. I wonder, we're seeing back to the high zone here for Griffin. There's a nice pitch for a strike. But she seems like her pitches are elevating a little bit, Jason, and it might just be circumstance, but you wonder if coming into the complete game in the first one and then sitting and coming back here, if she's not wearing a little bit down here.
Well, pitch count, you know, is probably high when you walk 6, hit 4, and strike out 10. So you're throwing a lot of pitches there, and she gets another strikeout there.
Yeah, really nice change up there by Griffin, just mixing it up and getting strike 3.
That'll bring up Jaylee Ernst, 2 walks and a ground. That one's outside. Griffin delivers low, gets away from Pulver. That's going to allow Boson to advance to third.
And a good job by Pulver there. Just, I guess the term we used to say was just eating it. I mean, don't try to make that extra throw, give up the easy run. You want to try to limit and give your defense the best chance.
Outside. Another ball there from Griffin. Griffin delivers. Ernst a big hack at that one. And it's back into the cage. Pitch on its way off the hands of Ernst. Fouled back. Into the cage yet again.
Again, good battle here by both of these young ladies. Let's hope Griffin's got one more of those nasty pitches that kind of slide to the outside or bust up and in.
And instead it's right off the hands and rolls to the plate, and working the walk is Ernst. And Brielle Kelson will come up to bat. Two away here, runners at first and third. Ernst short lead off of first. That one, as Griffin rocks and delivers outside, the runner takes off. They're going to let her take the base as Ernst gets the second. Big spot now for Griffin. You really need to try to get onto this inning, give your team a chance in the seventh. Griffin drops that one in there for a strike. Nice comeback pitch. Good job by the Yellow Jacket defenders in the middle of the infield, making sure Ernst doesn't get too far and walking her back to the bag as well. Griffin, the pitch waved at there. And she gets the strikeout that she needed. She strikes out the side for the Storm in the sixth. They don't get a run, and we head to the top of the seventh. Yellow Jackets trailing by 3.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
We head to the top of the seventh. The Yellow Jackets will lead off with Ashton Kunza.
That applause is for you, Jason.
Okay.
Getting the top of the seventh.
Oh, nice. Kunza shows bunt, lays it down. They charge hard at third. The throw is not in time. Oh, it is in time. As Kunza is called out on a nice play by Janning to Ernst for the out.
Boy, that sometimes you see a good bunt, and now we got to see a good bunt and an even better play in the field, and that's not made that many times.
Turns it over to the top of the order. Jocelyn Griffin slaps that one to left field for a base hit. She'll take a big turn. She's sinking 2 all the way. The throw, not in time. Griffin, head first slide. She'll stay there. A hustle double for Jocelyn Griffin.
That's one of those you kind of take a sigh of relief that she made it. You certainly don't want to make out number 2 at second base when you need 3 runs. You're not the winning or even the tying run, but you love the aggression that she plays with. So sometimes you live with those things happening.
Brings up Morgan Smith, first base open. You don't expect to see her pitch. Get a lot of good pitches, but you don't want to put the tying run on base either. And Smith, line drive to left. That will drop for a hit. Griffin getting waved. The throw is going to be held, and an RBI single for Morgan Smith, and the Yellow Jackets have cut into the lead.
Yeah, and again on the other side, they kind of thought about going home. It's like make that play at second, keep Smith at first. So there's a few things going on right now that we're getting late into the day. You got to make those plays.
Griffin's for a fly ball to right is caught. Smith can't tag. Nice job there by Boson to catch that fly ball from Grismer. And now 2 outs. And the Yellow Jackets down to their final hope in Ava Tompkin. She represents the tying run.
And again, just keep putting the ball in play, and good things will happen. A nice pitch there.
As Mom gets ahead. Pitch to Tompkin. Fouled back, and now it's 0-2. Stay tuned. Short post-game show. We'll have our player of the game. Brought to you by Steve Sanitation. Pitch on its way. Outside. Pitch to Tompkin. Is popped up. Dodge underneath it. Makes the catch to retire the side. A valiant comeback, a try for the Yellow Jackets falls short as the Storm pick up a 6-4 victory over the Yellow Jackets today. We'll take a quick time out, come back, post-game show on the other end.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Welcome back here to Arvig Park. Yellow Jackets and the Storm split the doubleheader today. Yellow Jackets in a big win in Game 1, 8-4. The Storm take Game 2, 6-4, as they split the Heart of the Lakes Conference doubleheader here today.
Yeah, a great day. I think if you look for the Yellow Jackets, I know you always want to win both and you set your high expectations, but thought Game 1 was really well played, well pitched. They did a lot of nice things. Game 2, I thought the battle back was incredible, and just some really good pitching kept them in the game, Jesse.
Yeah, I was really impressed with how aggressive the Jackets were tonight, and just the confidence they had as the games went on, and you saw a good Breckenridge Wahpeton team respond to not their best performance in Game 1, but just all in all, a lot of good softball tonight.
Steve Sanitation, player of the game, Jocelyn Griffin for the Yellow Jackets, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 hits. And then on the mound, when it was kind of tough going for the Yellow Jackets early, she did a nice job settling things down.
Yeah, she came in and threw strikes and gave her defense a chance. And I think we're watching her evolve. You talked about it being young as a freshman. You're watching her become one of those pitchers that you're going to watch for many, many years. And she's going to be one of those that people are saying, hasn't she graduated yet? Because they're going to be sick of watching her on the mound. So nice job by her tonight.
Yellow Jackets split the doubleheader. We thank you for tuning in. For Jesse Hine and Lance Rock and Jason Groth, have a good rest of your evening. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's 549 media production of Perham Yellow Jacket activities. Tonight's broadcast was proudly brought to you by
KLN Family Brands, Perham Health, and United Community Bank. Tonight's game was also brought to you by EOT Insurance, Hammers Construction, Horace Mann, Jack Chivers Realty, and Lakes Ace Hardware. Tonight's broadcast was also brought to you by these proud sponsors: New Horizons Realty, Nice Family Sales, Otter Tail Power Company, McCall Construction, and Hanson's Plumbing and Heating. Once again, thank you for tuning in to tonight's game on the 549 Media Network.